Chapter 1118 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _4. Adele smiled. If you like it, you can have this dress. Really? Wang Rui was overjoyed. Adele nodded. Wang Rui immediately packed the dress into her bag. Then thank you, little sister. It seems that Li Yingyue was right. This Adele really is too naive. She deserves to be deceived by them. Having tasted a bit of sweetness, Wang Rui immediately picked up a pair of shoes and said, Little sister, these shoes are also nice. They're made of real leather, right? They must be very expensive. Actually, my dream is to buy a pair of real leather shoes, but unfortunately, our family is too poor. We can't afford real leather shoes at all. Seeing how distressed Wang Rui was, Adele thought it was just a pair of shoes, and it wouldn't matter if she gave them to her even if Wang Rui wasn't her sister, especially since she had many pairs of shoes. These shoes are yours too, Adele said. Okay, then thank you, little sister. Wang Rui immediately took off her cloth shoes and put on Adele's new shoes. Adele looked at Wang Rui's feet and said, My shoes seem a bit small for you. Afraid that Adele might change her mind, Wang Rui hurriedly said, It's all right if they are a bit tight. Decades ago in China, people still practice foot binding. Foot binding is definitely more painful than wearing shoes that are slightly smaller. If the shoes are nice, being a little small doesn't matter at all. After putting on the shoes, Wang Rui took an interest in Adele's handbag and jewelry, again following the same pattern, and Adele felt too embarrassed to refuse, so she gave all those things to her. This trip was quite a gain for Wang Rui, and on the way back she excitedly said, Mom, that Adele is just like a fool. She gives me whatever I ask for. Let's come back again tomorrow. Li Yingyue said, Tomorrow I'm bringing your eldest sister-in-law and second sister-in-law over. It wouldn't be fair if you were the only one to benefit. Hearing this, Wang Rui sighed with disappointment. If I knew this would happen, I would have asked for more today. Li Yingyue smiled and said, Don't worry, Adele will be your sister from now on. There will be plenty of opportunities in the future. Wang Rui nodded. Yeah, that makes sense. The next day, Li Yingyue indeed brought the eldest and second daughter-in-law to visit Adele. The two daughter-in-laws, having heard that their younger sister-in-law Wang Rui took home quite a bounty yesterday, did the same today. Oh, my fifth little sister, your watch is so beautiful. Fifth little sister, your necklace is really nice. I've never worn such a beautiful necklace in my life. Fifth little sister, your bag is also pretty. Adele was so bothered she ended up giving those items to them as well. In the following days, Li Yingyue came almost every day, and every time she left with quite a few things, even not sparing facial skincare products. At night, Adele said with some frustration, Grandpa, Grandma, how much longer will it take for the appraisal result? Jonathan said, About another month or so. These things can't be rushed. Adele nodded. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, a month had passed. Today is the 18th day of the 6th lunar month, also the day Mo Baichuan and Zhao Jingrong get married. To give Zhao Jingrong a grand wedding, Mo Baichuan had been preparing for more than 4 months, even arranging for over 20 wedding cars and hundreds of thousands in betrothal gifts, booking the largest wedding hotel in Beijing. At today's wedding, all the big shots of Beijing were present. Xiao Yingying was very excited. Cousin, Mr. Mog is coming today, right? Mo Baichuan glanced at Xiao Yingying helplessly and shook his head. He had said many times that he didn't know Mr. Mog, but Xiao Yingying seemed not to understand. Seeing Mo Baichuan not speaking, Xiao Yingying became even more excited. Mr. Mog will come, right? I knew Mr. Mog would certainly come. Zhao Jingrong, standing next to Mo Baichuan, curled her lips slightly. Xiao Yingying could never have dreamed that the Mr. Mog she was obsessed with was standing right next to her. But from today onward, Mr. Mog would belong to her. Completely belong to her. From now on, she would be the most conspicuous woman in Beijing. At the wedding, the guest list was extensive, but Mo Baichuan looked around for a while and did not find An Yang. Did An Yang dare not come? Or has she gone behind the scenes to cause trouble? Definitely gone to cause trouble. After all, the person An Yang cares about is him, and the person she wants to marry is also him. So An Yang would certainly not let today's wedding go smoothly. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11-19 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _5. Mo Baichuan squinted his eyes, a confident gleam passing through his gaze. Soon, Mo Baichuan finally caught sight of Enai Yang. She was dressed in a jade green cheongsam, hooking her arm on Mo Kishin's, slowly walking their way. The glazed clasp at her chest quivered with her steps, resembling ripples on water, captivating and enchanting. Looking at Mo Kishin by her side, dressed simply in a white shirt and black suit pants, his aura was unapproachable. His sleeves were rolled up to his elbows, revealing a stretch of strong, fair arms. One hand in his pocket while the other gently wrapped around Enai Yang's waist. Although he is known in Beijing as a good-for-nothing, at this moment, their heavenly appearance brightened everyone's eyes. If Xiao Yingying didn't know Mo Qixin so well, she might have thought this good-for-nothing was Mr. Mog himself. Unfortunately, Mo Qixin was nothing more than an empty shell. With this thought, the curve at the corner of Xiao Yingying's mouth turned into deep disdain. This famous but useless Mo Qixin wasn't worth a second glance from someone as noble as her. Enai Yang and Mo Qixin took their seats at the elders' table. During that time, Mo Baichuan kept his eyes on Enai Yang, but there wasn't the slightest hint of emotion on her face. She maintained a calm demeanor from start to finish, as if she wasn't concerned about the wedding at all. Seeing this, Mo Baichuan slightly furrowed his brow. Wasn't Enai Yang jealous at all when she saw him prepare such a grand wedding for Zhao Jingrong? Was she brewing some major scheme? Yes, surely that was it. He couldn't believe that Enai Yang would give up on him so easily. After all, she had come to Beijing entirely for him. Although the wedding seemed to be going smoothly, there might be a conspiracy progressing stealthily. As long as Enai Yang was here, the wedding couldn't possibly end without a hitch. But Mo Baichuan waited a long time without any incidents. What was going on? The wedding was almost over. Could it be that Enai Yang was planning to cause trouble during the toast to the elders? Mo Baichuan squinted his eyes and after all the proceedings, went with Zhao Jingrong to toast the elders. Uncle 6, Aunt 6, this cup we toast to you, he said. Enai Yang and Mo Qixin also raised their glasses. Enai Yang, with a ready smile, pulled out the prepared token money and said, "My dear nephew and niece, may you have a child soon and let Uncle 6 and I become grandparents early." "Thank you, Aunt 6. Zhao Jingrong took the red envelope. Mo Baichuan squinted his eyes again. Enai Yang could still smile at this moment. Could it be that there was something fishy in that red packet, or maybe, was there a miniature bomb inside meant to kill Zhao Jingrong? The thickness of the envelope could certainly fit a miniature bomb. With this thought, he quickly snatched the red packet from Zhao Jingrong's hand. "Baichuan, what's wrong?" Zhao Jingrong was startled. "Nothing," Mo Baichuan said while opening the envelope. Upon opening it, Mo Baichuan was stunned because besides money, there was nothing else inside. What was going on? The wedding banquet was about to end. Was Enai Yang just watching him marry Zhao Jingrong? "Baichuan, what's wrong?" Zhao Jingrong asked with concern. "Nothing." Mo Baichuan shook his head. "Just a bit dizzy, probably drank too much." Zhao Jingrong knew Mo Baichuan was overly focused on Enai Yang, beyond the concern a junior should have for an elder, but she didn't point it out. Because she knew as Mrs. Mog, she would have to face all kinds of temptresses in the future. She didn't care what kind of man he was outside, all she wanted was to stand by Mo Baichuan's side. Back in ancient times, which influential men didn't have multiple wives and concubines? "Why don't you drink less later, and let me handle it?" "No worries." Mo Baichuan waved his hand. Until the wedding banquet ended smoothly, Mo Baichuan saw no incidents occur. It was agonizing. Seeing Enai Yang's smiling face was truly unbearable for Mo Baichuan. Could it be that he had mistaken her feelings all along? Did Enai Yang really not like him? Was Mo Qixin the one Enai Yang truly liked? But Mo Qixin was just a good-for-nothing. Why would Enai Yang like him? He was the first to meet Enai Yang. Enai Yang came to Beijing for him. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1120 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _6. Why did things turn out this way? Or did Yang have a trick up her sleeve? Mo Baichuan drank glass after glass, almost not refusing any, until he finally drank himself under the table. Zhao Jingrong recalled her mother's advice. She said that only a child can tie a man's heart, so she must try her best tonight. She was going to bear Mo family's eldest grandson. Although Zhao Jingrong had long known that Mo Baichuan's true affections lay elsewhere, what she did not expect was that in the heat of the moment, the name Mo Baichuan called out was that of another woman. In that case, she had to try even harder. After the wedding banquet, Mo Qishan drove Yang back. Yang, our big nephew is married now. When shall we also go get our marriage certificate? Yang leaned back in the car seat, her tone lazy. You're still in the trial period, what's the hurry? Mo Qishan said. Then when can I finish this trial period? There has to be a deadline, right? Yang glanced at him. When I'm in a good mood, you'll be done with the trial period. Aren't you happy now? Mo Qishan countered. Yang smiled and said, have you done anything to make me happy? Mo Qishan barely lifted his lips into a smile. Not yet, but I will soon. Yang turned her head looking at Mo Qishan. I'll be looking forward to it. Don't let me down, Mr. Mo. When have I ever let you down? Mo Qishan countered. Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. Now that she thought about it, he really hadn't. She had no idea what big thing Mo Qishan was planning. Elsewhere in Kong City, the results of the paternity test had come in, confirming that Adele was indeed the daughter of Wang Qingshan and Li Yingyue. Upon seeing the results, Jonathan and Luana both breathed a sigh of relief. Adele having a support in China meant they could leave without worries. Wawa, you see, I told you you're my dear daughter, and am your real mom. Fifth sister, after all these years, you can finally return to your roots. Every member of the Wang family was extremely excited. Who wouldn't be thrilled to find a walking golden mountain? Wawa, now that it's confirmed you're a daughter of our Wang family, are you going to move back in and live with us? Wang Qingshan said. Li Yingyue immediately nodded in agreement. Of course, Wawa. You've been separated from mom and dad for so many years. Now that mom and dad have finally found you, you should stay by our side and let us take care of you, to make up for all those lost years. Adele was somewhat overwhelmed. Were these people truly her dad, mom, and family? Why did she feel so out of place? But paternity tests don't make mistakes. Wang Rui continued. Although I really hope fifth sister can come back to live with us. Our home is too small, dirty, and broken. I'm afraid it would be too humble for fifth sister. Wang Li nodded. I think fourth sister is right. Our home is too run down. How can we let fifth sister live in such a place? As soon as he said this, Wang Li added, how about we all chip in to buy a bigger house and bring fifth sister over to live with us? While saying this, Wang Li looked at Adele and sighed. Fifth sister, it's my fault for not being capable. I don't even have the money to buy a house. I've let you down. By the end, Wang Li's eyes were red. Jonathan was moved by Wang Li's words. How much more do you need for the house? Since we're all family now, we'll cover the money. Wang Li's eyes lit up immediately. Grandpa Jonathan, actually we already had our eyes on a villa. There are many people in our family, only a villa would fit us. But the villa is really too expensive. How about you just buy us a regular residential house? We can squeeze in, just as long as it's not too shabby for Wawa. How much is needed for the villa? Jonathan asked. Wang Li hesitated. A lot, about 100,000 or so. 100,000 was but pocket change to Jonathan. Jonathan smiled. No problem, let's go make the payment now. Wang Li was over the moon. He hadn't expected Jonathan to agree so readily. This capitalist sure was different. The family arrived at the sales office, and Jonathan immediately picked out a villa over 1,000 square meters. Wang Qingshan and Li Yingyue were ecstatic. They were just ordinary workers and never dreamed that they would be able to live in a villa in their lifetime. Among the happy were Jonathan's 3 nieces and nephews. Now all they had to do was wait for Jonathan and Luana to transfer all the assets to Adele's name. Once the old couple passed away, they would become Adele's guardians, naturally regaining control over the assets. As for Wang Qingshan and Li Yingyue, they had no blood relation to Adele. Legally, their relationship could not be recognized. The Wang family was like a bottomless pit, asking for houses then cars, finishing with cars then asking for drivers, also wanting a nanny, their demands ever growing, completely unabashed. In just a few days, the family of 6 lived like nobility. Wang Jia, the third son of the Wang family, was an educated man. Mom and Dad, isn't it a bit improper for us to continue like this? Li Yingyue gave him a cold look. Wawawa is my own dear daughter. Can't I enjoy the blessing of my own daughter? It's a daughter's duty to honor her parents. In Li Yingyue's eyes, all these treatments and things were rightfully hers. Adele is her dear daughter. Wang Jia frowned but said no more. Jonathan and Luana also felt the greed of the Wang family. But no matter how greedy they were at least better than their nieces and nephews. After all, they were Adele's biological parents and wouldn't do anything to hurt her. Greed wasn't a big problem as long as Adele had a support system in China. After the wedding, Mo Qishan stayed in China instead of going abroad. Morris, still no result on that matter? In the office, Mo Qishan looked impatiently at Morris. Morris shook his head with difficulty. Not yet. Just then Marcus burst in excitedly. Sir, the results are out. How is it? Mo Qishan looked up. Marcus held the document in his hands. You guessed right, Miss Adele is indeed Miss Nis' long-lost sister. Here are the test results. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:21 Retribution, Recognition. Let me have a look. Marcus handed the identification results to Mo Qishan. Mo Qishan took the document, skimmed through it rapidly, then asked, Where is this Adele now? Arcas continued, They are now in Kong City. Marcus took the opportunity to explain the situation of Adele's 3 cousins. Mo Qishan nodded slightly. Okay, I got it. After saying that, Mo Qishan rushed out with the identification results in a hurry. The weather was nice today, so Enai Yang also joined the flower planting team. When Mo Qishan arrived at Jinghua village, Enai Yang was waving a hoe, fertilizing the wild roses. Yang. Brother Mo, why are you here? Enai Yang slightly looked up, her already pale forehead almost translucent under the sun, with the bright sunlight behind her. Mo Qishan was briefly stunned, then jogged over. Yang, I have some good news to tell you. What good news? Enai Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. Mo Qishan said, Something that will make you very happy. At this, Enai Yang suddenly remembered. This man had promised her a surprise half a month ago. Let's hear it. Mo Qishan handed the document he was holding to Enai Yang. Open it and see. What is this? Enai Yang puzzled as she opened the document. Upon seeing the content of the document, Enai Yang's usually calm face gradually turned into surprise, and she hugged Mo Qishan excitedly. Oh my God! Brother Mo, you aren't joking with me, are you? Do I look like someone who wouldn't take this seriously? Mo Qishan held Enai Yang and spun her around on the spot. Put me down quickly. I need to tell my mom this good news. Mo Qishan released Enai Yang. Enai Yang, holding the document, ran into the house. Mom! Your mom is at the factory, Yang. What's making you so happy? Grandmother Zheng smiled as she walked down the stairs. Enai Tsuehua was now a career-oriented woman, spending at least 7 to 8 hours in the food factory every day. Her factory now produces not only spicy sticks but also Haiching specialty snacks, which are very popular in the market. Enai Yang said, Grandma, Brother Mo helped me find my 3rd sister. Upon hearing this, Grandmother Zheng was stunned. What? Enai Yang repeated. Grandma, we found my 3rd sister. Oh my goodness. Really? Grandmother Zheng was both shocked and delighted. Really? Enai Yang nodded, handing the document to Grandmother Zheng. Look, this is the identification result. Grandmother Zheng took the document, her hands trembling. Found it. Really found it. Where is your 3rd sister now? Grandmother Zheng continued to ask. Enai Yang looked at Mo Qishan. Brother Mo, where is my 3rd sister now? Mo Qishan said. She is currently in Kong City. Kong City, Grandmother Zheng continued. Kong is over 300 miles away from here. Sixth, how did you find this child? Meanwhile, Grandmother Zheng was also worried, wondering if this child might end up like Wu Yinyun, ultimately leading to hostility, which would be unfortunate. Mo Qishan went on to say, the third sister, Adele, was adopted by grandparents in M country since childhood, and came back to the country 2 months ago to look for relatives. Mo Qishan succinctly explained the situation. Upon hearing this, Grandmother Zheng breathed a sigh of relief. Then we need to hurry to Kong City to authenticate the child. Absolutely must not let that family deceive her. I'll call my mom and dad now. Then I'll quickly spread this good news to your grandfather and your grandmother. After receiving the call, Anai Tsuehua rushed back from the factory, her eyes red with excitement. Yang, you're not joking with your mom, are you? Xiaomo really found your third sister? Anai Yang nodded, really. Anai Tsuehua continued. That's great. Really great, Xiaoma. Thank you for caring so much about our family. Mo Qishan smiled. We are all family, Aunt. You're being too formal. Anai Tsuehua wiped away tears excitedly. Right. We are all family. Anai Yang continued. Brother Mo said that third sister Adele in Kong City mistakenly recognized the wrong parents. We need to hurry over and bring her back. Grandfather Zheng and Grandmother Zheng said, we are going too. Shengguan Dahue said, Dad, Mom, you are older, a long journey might be too taxing on your bodies. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:22 Retribution. Recognizing each other _2. Anai Yang smiled and replied, my dad is right, Grandpa and Grandma. There's no need for you to go. Mo and I will just follow them over. Hearing this, Old Master Zheng had to abandon the idea. All right then, go early and return early. Your grandma and I will wait for you at home. Okay. Anai Yang nodded. Kong City is 300 kilometers from here. You can drive there, no need to take the train. Without delay, they quickly packed a bit and set off for Kong City. At this time there was no traffic jam, the road was clear, and they arrived at Adele's current residence, a villa, in about 3 hours. The door was opened by a nanny. Hello, may I ask who you're looking for? Does Adele live here? Anai Yang asked. You're looking for Miss Adele. She's not at home right now, the nanny replied. Are Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Luana at home? Anai Yang continued. The nanny was just about to reply when a young man walked out from inside the villa. Who is it? The young master. They're looking for Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Luana. The nanny turned around and respectfully said. This young master was the Wang family's eldest son, Wang Li. Wang Li looked at the people standing outside with disdain and said, this area is a high-class villa district. Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Luana are not people that you poor folks can just expect to meet on a whim. You should look in the mirror and see what you even look like. Wang Li had been an ordinary worker before, and now that he was finally above others, of course, he wanted to display his authority. Meeting Jonathan and Luana wasn't going to be that easy. Who is it? Hearing the noise outside, Wang Rui also came out. Wang Li closed the door. Just some poor folk, ignore them. Wang Rui continued. Do you know where Grandma Luana went? What do you need her for? Wang Li asked. Wang Rui said, I'm out of money, asking her to give me some to spend. Then I'm out of money too. She's not at home right now. Shall we both go ask her tonight? Wang Li suggested. Okay. Wang Rui nodded. This family had already started treating Jonathan and Luana as their personal ATMs, stretching out a hand for money whenever they were out of it. If Jonathan and Luana refused, they would throw tantrums, saying unpleasant things, becoming increasingly outrageous and unbridled. For the sake of their granddaughter's stable future, the two old folks had no choice but to swallow their pride and endure. Wang Li turned Anai Yang and the others away, and Anai Yang couldn't be tough with him. After all, they were here asking for help. What should we do now? Anai Tsuehua said anxiously. They had finally made it to Kong City, but who would have thought they'd be met with a closed door? Shengguan Dahue comforted her. Dia, don't worry. Now that we're here, we'll definitely be able to see Yang Yang. And Yang looked at Mo Qishan. The person just now, could it be the one who's been posing as Yang Yang's family? Mo Qishan nodded. It looks very likely. According to the investigation, the family posing as Yang Yang's relatives has 3 sons and 1 daughter. The eldest Wang Li, the second Wang Yi, the third Wang Jia, and the 4th Wang Rui. If I'm not mistaken, that person should be the eldest Wang Li. And Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. No wonder I felt he didn't look like a good person. Mo Qishan spoke in a detached tone. To be precise, none of the people in this family are good. At that moment, the pager in Mo Qishan's pocket beeped. Mo Qishan took out the pager and then said, "Let's wait here for a bit. Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Luana will be back soon." "Really?" Anai Tsuehua asked eagerly. "Yes, Auntie. The message I just received should be correct." Mo Qishan affirmed with a slight nod. The message Mo Qishan received was accurate. And about 7 or 8 minutes later, a pair of elderly people with graying hair, walking with canes, approached. "Yang Yang, that's Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Luana." Mo Qishan lowered his gaze to Yang. Upon seeing Jonathan and Luana, Yang was stunned for a moment, recognizing them immediately from their previous meeting in M country. No wonder during their last encounter in M country, Yang felt that the old couple's gaze on her was somewhat unusual. The reason lay here. "Mr. Jonathan, Mrs. Luana, hello?" Yang greeted them with a smile. Jonathan and Luana, upon seeing Yang, were also stunned. "Oh my goodness! It's you, the beautiful young lady." Luana went up to Yang, gripping her hands in excitement. "I really didn't expect to see you here." Source: Web Novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:23 Retribution. Recognizing each other _3. Yang smiled and said, "Maybe this is fate. Oh, let me introduce you. This is my boyfriend, Mo Qishan. This is my father, and this is my mother. Nice to meet you. Mrs. Luana, I'm finally seeing you." Anai Tsuehua said as she shook Luana's hand, her expression somewhat excited. Luana was a bit confused and also surprised. The last time she saw Yang, she felt that Adele and Yang looked somewhat alike. Now seeing Anai Tsuehua, she thought Anai Quihua's eyes were exactly like Adele's. If it wasn't for the fact that Adele had already found her biological parents, she would have almost suspected that Anai Tsuehua and Adele were mother and daughter. Yang continued, "Mr. Jonathan, Mrs. Luna, we have some things to discuss with you. Do you have time now? If you do, I know a really nice cafe nearby." Yang had noticed the cafe on the way here. Luana looked at Jonathan, who nodded. A few of them set out for the cafe. The cafe had a great atmosphere, very suitable for discussing matters. Yang didn't beat around the bush. After explaining the purpose of their visit, she directly took out the DNA test results. "This is the DNA test report, please take a look." Jonathan and Luana exchanged a glance, both seeing surprise and confusion in each other's eyes, before picking up the DNA report. After looking at the DNA report, Jonathan said incredulously, "How is this possible? What's going on? We've already done a DNA test, and Adele is indeed the daughter of Li Yingyue and Wang Qingshan. How could there be such a DNA report now?" This was too strange. In these two families, surely one was lying. But which one was it? Mo Qishan then took out another document. "As to what exactly is going on with that DNA report, I think your nephew Albert, Danton, and your niece Beth should be very clear about it." Mo Qishan paused, then continued. "This is their travel records, and judging by the dates, they arrived in Kong City half a month before you did." "What?" Jonathan stood up in surprise. "They came to Beijing too?" Mo Qishan nodded, tapped his fingers on the table with a casual posture, yet exuding a powerful presence. Luana picked up the document, and her eyes widened in shock after seeing its contents. The document clearly recorded the travel dates of Albert, Danton, and Beth, and even detailed what they did each day. "Who are you?" Luana looked up at Mo Qishan. Although this young man looked young, his capabilities were not to be underestimated. After all, these were cross-border travel records. Not just anyone without influence could obtain them. Mo Qishan replied indifferently. I am Mo Qishan, you can call me Xiaoma. Jonathan turned his head to look at Mo Qishan. Mr. Mo, why should I believe you? And how do I know these documents aren't forgeries? I think these should provide proof, Mo Qishan said slowly as he took an envelope from his bag. Jonathan immediately opened the envelope, which contained color photographs. The backgrounds of the photos were in a hospital office, and the people in them were the doctor and Albert. These photos documented the entire process of Albert bribing the doctor. If you don't believe me, there's also these, Mo Qishan continued, taking out some additional materials. Looking at what Mo Qishan took out, Jonathan and Luona's expressions turned very ugly. Anaitsuehua and Shengwandahue, sitting opposite Mo Qishan, were stunned. Neither of them had expected Mo Qishan to come so well prepared. If Mo Qishan hadn't prepared in advance, their trip might have been in vain. It seemed that Mo Qishan had put a lot of effort into this matter. After looking through all the materials, Jonathan and Luona sighed. They never imagined that their daily lives were being monitored by their nephews and nieces all along, and that they were completely under their control. Seeing the changing expressions on the faces of the two old people, Mo Qishan continued. Do you believe me now? We believe, Jonathan nodded. Forget the copious evidence. Even without it, just the fact that Adele so closely resembled Anaitsuehua was enough for them to believe. Source, web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:24 Retribution. Recognizing each other _4. As soon as he finished speaking, Jonathan continued. Those three bastards. I will never let them go. My wealth, they won't get a penny of it. Before this incident, Jonathan had thought about leaving some wealth to his nephew and niece, but now, he doesn't even want to leave them half a penny. Mo Qishan smiled faintly. Cleaning the house can be postponed, but the top priority now is to reunite Adele with her own family. Right, you're correct, Jonathan nodded. Let's head back to the villa while we talk. Okay. The group left the cafe and headed back toward the villa. When they got back, the Wang family had already eaten. Wang Qingshan and Li Yingyue were lying on the sofa in the living room watching TV. Seeing Jonathan and Luona bring some strangers back, they said somewhat unhappily, why bring back just anyone? Our home is not some refugee shelter. Also, we have already eaten. You can check the kitchen to see what's there, and find something to eat by yourselves. Now Li Yingyue was not afraid of Jonathan and Luona, because she is Adele's biological mother. If Adele wanted to have a support in China, she must please them. 3 sons and a daughter of the Wang family came over from the other side, stretching out their hands asking Jonathan and Luona for money. Wang Li, seeing Anai Yang and the others, suddenly felt they looked familiar, and squinting his eyes said, Why, it's you again? How did you get in again? Weren't you told to scram? Is this a place for you to come? The ones who should scram are you. Jonathan, unable to bear it anymore, slammed the table. What did you say? Li Yingyue suddenly jumped up from the sofa, jumping 3 feet high, and said excitedly, You tell us to scram? Adele is our biological daughter. You have no right to tell us to scram. Jonathan angrily said, Liars. All of you liars. Do you really think I don't know the truth? Mark. I'm here. Mark ran over. Jonathan continued. Call the police. Arrest these swindlers. Mark nodded. Okay, please wait a moment. Mark was the butler Jonathan brought over from M country, and was very loyal to Jonathan, never doubting his orders. Now Li Yingyue and Wang Qingshan were somewhat panicked. Has Jonathan gone mad? Why call the police all of a sudden? He certainly doesn't seem to be joking. What the heck is going on? Could it be that Jonathan and Luona, these 2 fools, really know something? How did they find out? Li Yingyue quickly said with a smile. You're just joking with us. We're all family, why call the police? Exactly, Wang Qingshan followed along. Jonathan didn't want to argue with them, sitting on the sofa waiting for the police to come. Seeing that Jonathan stopped speaking, Li Yingyue sighed in relief. She thought Jonathan was definitely joking. She is Adele's biological mother. How could Jonathan really call the police? The three sons and daughter of the Wang family did not take this matter to heart either, continuing to ask Luana for money. Watching the Wang family's attitude, Enai Cuehua and Shangguan Dehui slightly frowned. This family's behavior is truly appalling. Luana and Jonathan, like Enai Cuehua and Shangguan Dehui, sat there in silence. Wang Rui, somewhat impatiently, said, "Are you going to give it or not? I am Adele's sister. Why does Adele have unlimited money every day, and I still have to ask?" "And you guys?" Wang Rui said, looking up at Enai Yang and the others. "Who are you? What gives you the right to stay in my house? Get out quickly. Or don't blame me for being rude." Just then, the sound of a siren blared outside. Who called the police? A police officer in uniform came in from outside. "It was me." Jonathan stood up from the sofa. "Please arrest these swindlers." Now Li Yingyue, Wang Qingshan, and their three sons and daughter completely panicked. "No, officer. We are not swindlers. We really aren't." Li Yingyue directly sat down on the floor, creating a scene. "My fifth baby, someone is bullying your biological mom. Why aren't you coming back?" But creating a scene was ineffective against the police. After understanding the facts and seeing the evidence provided by Mo Qishan, the family was taken to the police station. Jonathan and Luana, as victims, also went to the police station, but they arranged to meet Enai Yang again tomorrow afternoon. Source: web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:25 Retribution. Recognizing each other _5. The next afternoon, Enai Yang and Mo Qishan arrived at the villa on time. Adele had already come back. The moment she saw Adele, Enai Cuihua's eyes turned red. Enai Yang was also somewhat stunned, as Adele and Enai Cuehua resembled each other at least 50%. Luana personally introduced Adele. "Adele, this is your biological mother, this is your mother's second husband, this is your sister Enai Yang, and this is your sister's boyfriend Mo Qishan." After these days spent with the Wang family, Adele felt a bit resistant towards her family members. She feared that these family members would be as insatiable and greedy as the Wang family. Upon learning that the Wang family were not her real relatives, Adele was greatly relieved, but when she heard that another group claiming to be her family had come searching for her, Adele was anxious again. She had discussed it with her grandparents last night, that if this family resembled the Wang family, they would immediately return to M country and consider other options. "Hello." Adele greeted politely with a bow. "Hello, child, your name is Adele, right?" Enai Cuehua, with tearful eyes, took Adele's hand. "Yes." Adele nodded. "Child, I thought I would never see you in my lifetime." After Wu Yanyan's matter, Enai Cuehua had been very sad and distressed, feeling guilty that she hadn't protected her daughters well, and now being able to reunite with her third daughter, Enai Cuehua was truly very happy. Very happy. "Mom, don't be sad. We've found our youngest sister now, haven't we?" Enai Yang came over, gently comforting Enai Cuehua, then extended her hand to Adele. "Hello, Adele. I am your oldest sister." "Oldest sister?" Adele puzzled for a moment, then shook hands with Enai Yang. Kinship is a very strange thing. Although it was their first meeting, Adele felt a sense of closeness to Enai Yang. "Adele, this is our dad," Enai Yang continued. "Dad." For the first time in her life, Adele uttered these two words. It felt very foreign, yet also very novel. "Child." Shangguan Dehui reached out to embrace Adele. After the brief recognition, Adele continued. "Mom, can you tell me some stories about my childhood? For example, why was I sent to the orphanage?" Having been educated in the West from a young age, Adele digested matters relatively quickly and harbored no resentment against her biological parents. Hence she adapted very quickly. and Tsuehua tearfully narrated their past. In fact, every time she talked about the past, she was in immense pain. Those scars that had barely healed were now bleeding anew. Fortunately, she had found her third daughter. Listening to the tale, Adele, along with Jonathan and Luna, all furrowed their brows, their eyes slightly red. None of them could have imagined the kind of story hidden behind Tsuehua. Adele, I'm sorry, it's Mom's fault for not protecting you well. I'm sorry. Tsuehua knelt in front of Adele. Please get up, it's all in the past. There's no use blaming yourself now. Adele helped Tsuehua to stand up. We must also thank you both. If it weren't for you raising Adele into adulthood, she wouldn't have her life today. Shengguan Dehui and Tsuehua bowed to Jonathan and Luana. The next day, Jonathan, Luana and Adele followed them back to Beijing. Ever since Tsuehua and the others had left, Zheng Leoi and Zheng Laotai had been eagerly awaiting their return, finally managing to look forward to welcoming them back. After receiving their call about coming back, the three elderly people, along with Zhao Yu and little Yun, eagerly waited at the entrance of the village. Finally, at 12 o'clock sharp in the afternoon, they welcomed everyone back. Adele affectionately addressed them as Grandpa, Grandma, and Grandma. Seeing that Adele was indeed different from Wu Yanyan, Zheng Leoi and Zheng Laotai were very happy. Yang then introduced Zhao Yu and little Yun to Adele. This is our youngest sister Yun. You can call her little Yunyan. This is my goddaughter Zhao Yu. Her nickname is Duo Duo. You can call her Duo Duo. Zhao Yu skillfully said, Hello, third aunt. Your great-nephew greets you. Adele, not understanding the concept of a goddaughter, exclaimed in surprise, Sister, your daughter is already this big? Source Web Novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:26 Retribution. Recognizing each other _6. Yang nodded in all seriousness. Oh my gosh! Adele covered her mouth tightly. This is just too incredible. Little Yun looked up at Adele. Are you my third sister? Oh my gosh! Little Yunyan, you are really so cute. Adele bent down and picked up little Yun. Little Yun was another sweet talker, and she also knew a little bit of simple English. She made Adele very happy in no time at all. So far, Adele was fairly satisfied with her family, just wondering if anything would change in the future. After all, the Wang family had been very nice to her at first too. Entering the Ni family's small courtyard, Adele couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. Because the courtyard was really so beautiful. She had never seen such retro architecture before, and those two rose walls in full bloom were also very pretty. Jonathan and Luana were also full of amazement. Once inside the house, old Mrs. Shengguan brought out the food that had been prepared in advance to welcome them. Everyone had been riding in the car since morning, hardly eating anything in between. So now that there was delicious food, everyone ate with great gusto. Oh my gosh! This steak is so delicious. And this soup is really good too. Back in Kong City, they had never had such tasty Chinese food. After the meal, Tsuehua handed Luana a passbook. Adele, this is the money Mom has saved for you over the years, you keep it well. Holding the passbook, Adele was stunned. Before, the Wang family people were always racking their brains to ask her for money, but she didn't expect Tsuehua to actually give her money. It seemed Tsuehua was different from that family. Adele lowered her head to look. There was quite a bit of money in the passbook, a 7-figure amount. Mom, I have money, I can't take this. Adele handed the passbook back to Tsuehua. Tsuehua handed the passbook back to Adele. Adele, Mom knows this money might not make up for the hurt I've caused you, but you keep it, and it'll make me feel better. With Yang around, the Ni family's life was very affluent, and Tsuehua didn't need to push herself so hard. She just wanted to give her daughters something through her own efforts. She didn't want to rely on others for everything, nor did she want to leave too many regrets in her life. Adele knew that if she refused again, Tsuehua would be hurt, so she could only temporarily accept the passbook. Seeing Adele accept it, and Ai Tsuehua also breathed a sigh of relief. In the afternoon, old Mrs. Zheng and old Mrs. Shengguan took Luana for a walk around the village, while Jonathan joined the team to start clearing the fields with old Mr. Zheng. Although Jonathan had been a businessman in his early years, he also harbored a pastoral heart. In order to welcome their new sister home, Shengguan Su and Shengguan Shi specially took the time to come back in the evening. Seeing Shengguan Su, Adele's eyes lit up. "It's you." Adele remembered Shengguan Su, but Shengguan Su was a little forgetful about her. "Who are you?" Adele continued. "It's me. I'm Adele. Back at Tiananmen, you helped me catch a pickpocket." With that said, Shengguan Su remembered. "Oh, it's you. Wait, you wouldn't happen to be my third sister, would you?" And Ai Yang said with a smile. "Big brother, you and Adele already know each other?" Shengguan Su nodded. "She really is our third sister?" And Ai Yang continued. "Adele, this is our eldest brother, Shengguan Su." Adele probably knew a bit about Shengguan Zu's situation, and that he was a child brought over by Shengguan Dehui, with no blood relation to herself. "Big brother, hello." Adele was very happy to see Shengguan Su again. "Adele, this is Sister Xiaoxi." And Ai Yang continued the introduction. "Sister Xiaoxi." Shengguan Shi didn't expect this new little sister to be so enthusiastic and said with a smile, "Hello, little third sister." "Call me Adele, Sister Xiaoxi," Adele added. "I find it more intimate that way." In the evening, Ai Yang personally cooked, and together with Mo Qishan, the whole family had a lively reunion dinner. After the meal, Ai Yang walked Mo Qishan back. Yang, does this mean I can finish the probation period now?" Mo Qishan asked. Ai Yang chuckled and nodded, the dimples at the corners of her mouth showing. "I hereby announce that Mr. Mo Qishan has officially completed the probation period, and is directly made permanent." "That's great." Mo Qishan, thrilled, picked up Ai Yang and spun her around several times. "Wife, I really love you so much." The bright moonlight cast a mysterious veil over the two. After a moment, Mo Qishan let go of Ai Yang. "Wife, when can we get our marriage certificate?" Ai Yang pondered. "We'll still have to wait a bit for that. Sister Xiaoxi is about to get married. How long do you want me to wait?" Shengguan Shi and Wu Chenjun were already officially together, and the parents from both sides had met. All that was left was a wedding. "Let's talk about it after Sister Xiaoxi gets married," Ai Yang said with a smile. Mo Qishan added. "I heard from Mom today that they're going to set a date for the wedding soon." "Really?" Ai Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. "What do you think?" Mo Qishan also raised his eyebrows. After sending Mo Qishan back, Ai Yang specially went to ask Ai Tsuehua about it. Ai Tsuehua nodded. "Yes, Xiaoxi is not young anymore, and we know Chenjun well, so your dad and grandma think it's better to settle this matter soon." Now that Adele had been found too, it was truly a double blessing, and Ai Tsuehua was genuinely very happy. In less than 2 days, the news of Ai Yang finding her biological sister had spread throughout the whole village. Wu Yanyan, who had been depressed at home, also heard about it. But she didn't believe it was true. She couldn't believe that a child who had been abandoned would forgive the perpetrator, unless that child was someone greedy for wealth and benefits. Wu Yanyan was getting restless and wanted to see for herself, so she went out into the streets. She happened to encounter Ai Yang, Mo Qishan, and Shengguan Su with Adele having fun on the street. The short-haired girl should be Ai Yang's little third sister. She was very pretty and warmly addressed Ai Yang and Mo Qishan as sister and brother-in-law. Gradually, Wu Yanyan's vision blurred. Why was everyone else so happy while she was in so much pain? Wu Yanyan clenched the tree trunk tightly, her knuckles turning slightly white from the force. Source: web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:27. May you gather much. This thing makes one miss it the most. Adele is very beautiful, her eyes as if they could speak. There was a time when she also had a pair of equally beautiful eyes. Now what? She didn't know when it started, But she had turned into this neither human nor ghost figure. Her great youth and bright future were all ruined by Enai Yang and the Enai family. If it were not for Enai Yang and the Enai family, she would definitely not have ended up like this. It's all their fault. In her childhood they abandoned her. When she grew up, they personally destroyed her. Wu Yanyan's shoulders shook violently, devastated by grief. She didn't understand. Why did Adele so easily forgive the Enai family and Enai Yang? Can abandonment also be forgiven? Is Adele eyeing the Enai family's wealth? After all, the Enai family is extremely wealthy. Wasn't it Enai Yang, after all, who coveted the Enai family's wealth and thus concealed her true identity for so long? If Adele isn't after the Enai family's wealth, then she must have been deceived by Enai Yang. No, she can't let Adele be deceived by them. Why should she be the only one suffering so much? No way. She must expose the true nature of the Enai family in front of Adele. Wu Yanyan narrowed her eyes. Although Adele had passed through Beijing when she went to Kong City last time, she was in a hurry and only visited Tiananmen and the Great Wall. This time, Enai Yang and Mo Qishan took her to Wangfujing and Nanluoguxiang. Nanluoguxiang is the oldest street in Beijing, where you can see many ancient buildings that are magnificent and awe-inspiring. Standing at the entrance of an alley in Nanluoguxiang, Enai Yang set the camera to automatic mode. How about the four of us take a photo together? Yes. Adele nodded eagerly. During the photo, Adele naturally stood next to Shangguan Su and hooked his arm, a radiant smile blooming on her lips. Westerners are generally more open, and Shangguan Su didn't think too much of it. However, Enai Yang noticed Adele's little scheme. Every young girl experiences the blossoming of first love. Shangguan Su was handsome and had previously played the hero to save the beauty, so it was normal for Adele to fancy Shangguan Su. Let's split up for now. Mo and I will go this way. Brother, you take Adele that way, and we'll meet up for dinner at Gus Tianxiang. How about that? Enai Yang suggested. Hearing this, Adele was ecstatic. She almost shouted, "Long live sister." Yes. Mo Qishan sensed the trickery at play, took Enai Yang's hand and said, "Then Enai Yang and I will head this way." "Then we'll go this way." Adele pulled Shangguan Su towards the other direction. This was Adele's first time seriously shopping, and she curiously inspected everything she saw. Before long, Shangguan Su's hands were full of little trinkets. Folk art candy, candied hawthorn, donkey rolls, Iwowo. What's that over there? It looks so tasty. Adele approached a stall, swallowing her saliva. That's doji, a specialty of Beijing not found elsewhere. It's quite an acquired taste. Not everyone appreciates it, Shangguan Su said. Why? Adele was curious. Doji is fermented, with a very unique and somewhat strange taste, so not everyone likes it. Many outsiders can't even swallow a mouthful of doji, but I see them enjoying it. Adele followed behind, gulping. Shangguan Su smiled. I advise you not to try it. You might not have time to vomit it out. However, due to curiosity, the more Shangguan Su said that, the more Adele wanted to try. Is that stuff really that unpalatable? But I want to give it a try. Adele tugged at Shangguan Su's sleeve. Shangguan Su smiled. Then let's give it a try. The two sat down at the stall, ordered 2 portions of doji, and some snacks. Due to many customers, the service was a bit slow. Under Adele's eager anticipation, the 2 portions of doji were finally brought to the table. The doji was dark green in color and smelled sour and stinky, causing Adele to reflexively cover her nose. This smell is really unique. Shangguan Su smiled faintly. See, I told you doji is not for everyone. Maybe it's like stinky tofu, smells bad but tastes good. She enjoyed stinky tofu immensely, so why fear a small bowl of doji? She couldn't let Shangguan Su underestimate her. Source: web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:28 May you gather much. This object most evokes longing _2. Adele took a big gulp of the soybean juice. Yuck. This taste. It's indescribably, Unique. How should I describe it? It feels like drinking a bowl of sour, spoiled dishwater. Shang Guansu kicked the trash bin over to Adele's side. If you're not used to it, just spit it out. No need to force yourself. Spit it out. She wouldn't do that. If Shang Guansu can drink it, why can't she? Adele swallowed the soybean juice in her mouth and gave a thumbs up. Delicious. Really? For real? Shang Guansu was somewhat incredulous. You can get used to this taste? Yes. It's really good. Adele picked up the remaining soybean juice and finished it in one go. As she drank, her taste buds became numb. She drank too quickly and couldn't help coughing. Take it easy, don't choke. Shang Guansu stood up and gently patted her back. All done. Adele put the empty bowl on the table. Do you want another bowl? Shang Guansu asked. Adele quickly waved her hands. No, just one bowl is filling enough for me. Shang Guansu said with some surprise. I didn't expect you to get used to the taste of soybean juice. Many of my colleagues from other places can't stand it. Adele said with a smile. I'm not picky. I'm easy to please. After finishing the soybean juice, the two of them went to other places to have fun. At noon, the four of them assembled at the entrance of National Beauty. It was Adele's first time at National Beauty, and as soon as she entered, she was amazed. Oh my God! Is this a place to eat? It's so beautiful. What kind of clothes are they wearing? And Yang explained. These are Hanfu, the traditional attire of the Han nationality. I want to wear it too. And Yang said with a smile. They'll give you a set when we go back home. Really? Adele looked at Yang with surprise. Really? Yang nodded. You're the best, sister. Adele excitedly hugged Yang's arm. The four of them went up to the third floor of National Beauty, and Adele was once again full of emotion at the stunning view of the third floor. Actually, before returning to China, her impression of the country could be summed up in 3 words. Dirty, chaotic, broken. After returning to China, she realized what the substance of a country was. A country with profound cultural heritage, no matter how battered by storms, war and smoke, stands tall, endlessly charming. This spirit, this substance is something that Western countries don't have. And Yang ordered a lot of dishes. First came the pre-meal desserts. Exquisite mousse cakes, delicious double-skim milk, and refreshing sugarcane and pomelo dessert. Adele enjoyed them immensely, having never eaten such delicious desserts before. After the desserts, the main dishes started to come out. Not only were these dishes tasty, but the presentation and plating were top-notch. Sister, can I come here to eat again tomorrow? After eating, Adele asked somewhat reluctantly. Although the meals at the Ni family's home were also delicious, the limited kitchen tools at home couldn't make such delectable desserts. Every girl loves desserts, and Adele is no exception. Yang nodded. Sure, but I might not have time to join you tomorrow. I'll give you the membership card and you can ask someone else in the family to come with you. Having a car at home, it was quite convenient for Adele if she wanted to come. Okay, no problem. After the meal, Yang and Mo Qishan went to watch a movie. Adele still followed behind Shang Guansu. She really liked Shang Guansu so much that even doing nothing, just standing by his side, felt incredibly satisfying. The next day, Adele hitched a ride with Shang Guansu into town. Originally, she wanted to bring Jonathan and Luana with her, but recently Jonathan got fascinated with gardening, Luana along with Madame Shangguan, and Mrs. Zheng got hooked on playing mahjong, setting up their stools under the big banyan tree at the village entrance whenever they were free. Zhao Yu had classes at the training center, and little Yin was too young, so she had to come by herself. Shang Guansu was somewhat concerned about her being alone. Adele, did you bring your pager? Adele nodded, pulling out the pager. I have it. Shang Guansu continued. If you can't find the way or run into any trouble later, remember to beep me. Okay. Adele continued nodding. After discussing a few things, Shang Guansu drove off to the bank, leaving Adele to stroll the streets by herself, planning to finish her walk, and then go to National Beauty for a meal before going home. Source web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1129 May you gather much. This object most evokes longing _ 3. Wu Yanyan was worrying about not finding a chance to meet Adele alone, but unexpectedly, she ran into her on the street today. Wu Yanyan was very happy, ready to seize this opportunity to reveal the true faces of the Ni family in front of Adele. She lowered her head to straighten up her clothing before approaching to start a conversation. Hello. Adele was first stunned, then she replied, Hello. Wu Yanyan continued, Are you Ni Yang's sister Adele? Do you know me? Adele was surprised. Wu Yanyan smiled. There's a tea house ahead, let's go have some tea. Adele, seeing that Wu Yanyan looked pretty and didn't seem like a bad person, nodded in agreement. Upon arriving at the tea house, Wu Yanyan ordered a pot of Longjing tea. This is Longjing tea, a green tea from China, very fragrant. I bet you've never tried it before? Adele replied, I have tasted it. My sister also brewed some before, but she made tea guanyin, which smells similar to this one. Sister? Hearing this word, Wu Yanyan's expression dimmed. Is your sister Ni Yang? Yes. Adele nodded. Do you know my sister? Wu Yanyan took a sip of tea, looking up at Adele. Actually, I am also your sister. What? Adele's eyes widened looking at Wu Yanyan. A sneer curved on Wu Yanyan's lips. We are the same, both pitiful people abandoned by others. Pitiful? Adele frowned. I don't feel pitiful at all. Adele never felt pitiful. She was thankful for the people who appeared in her life. You were abandoned right after birth. Don't you think you are pitiful? Wu Yanyan looked incredulously at Adele. Adele shook her head. Not pitiful at all. What? Wu Yanyan furrowed her brows tightly, thinking Adele might be out of her mind. Pausing, Wu Yanyan continued. If you hadn't been thrown away when you were a child, you could have had a better life. All the hardships you've faced are because they threw you away. Adele remained unexpressive. Before she was 3 years old, she had lived in an orphanage. The orphanage had many children, and the director could not take care of every child personally. Later, she was taken back to M country by her grandparents. Her grandparents were very kind to her, treating her as their own, but initially everything in M country was strange to her, especially the language barrier. Eventually, after overcoming the language barrier and starting school, she faced severe racial discrimination. To avoid being bullied, she trained hard in various combat skills. Was it tough? Definitely tough. But Adele never felt it was tough. She saw it as a test from fate. She wanted to face challenges head-on, never bowing down to fate. Later, she finally mastered the combat skills. Although not extremely exceptional, she was more than capable of handling her peers. Looking at Wu Yanyan, Adele seemed to recall something. Oh, I know you. You are Sister Yanyan, right? Mom and sister mentioned you to me. Regarding Wu Yanyan, Ni Yang and Ni Tsuehua did not hide anything from Adele. Did they badmouth me to you? Wu Yanyan retorted. Badmouth. Adele shook her head. No, they just said there was a bit of misunderstanding between you and them. You knew about that incident? Wu Yanyan's voice trembled. Which incident? Adele was confused. That incident. The incident Wu Yanyan couldn't speak openly about. They must have told Adele. Now in Adele's eyes, she was a sister with questionable character. A bad sister. A sister who had an abortion, who was frivolous. Adele was bewildered. She didn't know which incident Wu Yanyan was referring to, because Ni Yang and Ni Tsuehua had never mentioned the incident about Wu Yanyan being deceived by thugs and going for an abortion. Adele had also never heard anyone else mention it. You really don't know? Wu Yanyan looked up at Adele, squinting her eyes. I don't know. Adele shook her head, then added, Is there something else I don't know about? Stop pretending. I know you know, Wu Yanyan, her eyes red, said. You must be laughing at me in your heart, thinking I'm just a bad girl. I'm shameless. Ni Yang was really too much. Why should Ni Yang spread her private agony everywhere? Source web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:30 May you gather much. This object most evokes longing _4. What right does Yang have to do this? Does Yang have to make it widely known and let everyone look down on her? What are you talking about? I really don't know. Adele became anxious and a bit scared. She didn't understand why Wu Yanyan would suddenly become like this. This Wu Yanyan, with a fierce expression, was somewhat terrifying. Just calm down and speak properly. Adele reached out to hold Wu Yanyan's hand. In this world, there's no problem that can't be solved and no misunderstanding that can't be explained. Some things are better once they're talked out. Having said that, Adele continued, Sister Yanyan, I know you have hatred in your heart, but hatred is like a snowball. The more it rolls, the bigger it gets. When you hold a grudge against someone, your mind short-circuits, often trapping yourself in a loop. You become imbalanced and narrow-minded. As the snowball of hatred grows bigger, your life and your future become worse. Perhaps because of different childhood educations, Adele's thinking was more open. She would consider issues from a macroscopic perspective. When your perspective broadens, the points of contradiction and value of hatred all become smaller. Conversely, the closer you are to something, the more problems you see, and your mood also changes accordingly. So your vision decides the pattern of your life. The larger your heart, the bigger the world you see. Those with petty minds will never achieve greatness. Do you know what kind of person Yang is? And you say this to me? Wu Yanyan retorted. Adele said, I think sister is a very good person. She is kind and beautiful. Kind beautiful? The past Wu Yanyan also thought Yang was such a person. But now when she hears these adjectives, all she feels is disgust. Because kindness and beauty have nothing to do with Yang. You're wrong, utterly wrong. Wu Yanyan tried to calm herself down, adding, Yang is a hypocrite, her kindness, her beauty, all a facade. She's venomous at heart, for the sake of benefit, she'd even scheme against her own sister. She doesn't deserve to be called a sister. What? Hearing this, Adele stood up with some dissatisfaction. How can you say that about sister? She's not the kind of person you describe. Although Yang and Suehua hadn't detailed Wu Yanyan's matters, these days Adele had gone to ask Shangguanxi, Shangguansu, and others about it. After all, Wu Yanyan was her sister too, and she was very curious about her. The things she found out told her that Yang had already been good enough to Wu Yanyan. The Wu family's construction company was funded by Yang, and even though Wu Yanyan and Yang had fallen out, Yang still hadn't withdrawn her support for the construction company. It could be said that without Yang, there wouldn't be the Wu family of today. She is. You don't understand her at all. Wu Yanyan cried out loud. Adele took a tissue from her pocket and handed it to Wu Yanyan. Sister Yanyan, wipe your tears first. Wu Yanyan didn't take it but said, If you acknowledge Yang as your sister, then you have no right to call me sister. I don't need a sister like you. You're too extreme. Wu Yanyan continued. It's you who are too materialistic. All you care about is the Ni family's wealth. Yes, the Ni family is rich, but that doesn't mean you can forsake your dignity just for some extraneous possessions. By doing this, you only make me look down on you. What are you talking about? Adele suddenly found herself not understanding Wu Yanyan's words. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Adele shook her head. Wu Yanyan went on. I'm saying you despise the poor and love the rich, being vain and superficial. You have your own two hands. Why don't you work hard yourself? Everything you want, you will have in the future. Why do you suck up to a bunch of disgusting people? If you keep going like this, you'll end up just like them. Adele then said, Oh, I get it now. You think I'm reuniting with my parents and sister for the money, right? Isn't it? Said Wu Yanyan. If it wasn't for money, Adele wouldn't be defending Yang and the Ni family at all costs. After all, the real victim here is her. Why should everyone side with Yang? Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1131 May you gather much. This object most evokes longing _5. Can't they all see? Not at all. Adele shook her head. I don't understand why you would think that way. Nor do I get why you have such a strange thought. Anyway, it's not for the money that I acknowledge my parents and sister Yin Yin. Don't make yourself out to be so noble. You just love money. Adele continued to shake her head. Sister Yin Yin, you're really being too extreme. I think you should go see a psychologist. They can help you talk it through. If this continues, you'll become depressed. Westerners speak quite straightforwardly, and Adele is no exception. Given Wu Yanyan's current state, she really should see a psychologist. Depression is terrifying, and if severe, it can be fatal or lead to a misguided path. Psychologist. Again with the psychologist. Wu Yanyan was immediately provoked. Are these also Enai Yang's words that you're saying to me? Did Enai Yang discover me yesterday? Did she deliberately send you to humiliate me? It must be Enai Yang, because Enai Yang had suggested she see a psychologist before, and now Adele said the same. Why must Enai Yang always be at odds with her? Why? Is she so jealous of her own well-being? No, these are all my own words. Did I say anything incorrect? Adele was slightly bemused. Stop pretending. Wu Yanyan said angrily. None of you have experienced my pain. What right do you have to stand on a moral high ground and judge me? If it were you in my shoes, you might not be as magnanimous. Because of Enai Yang. How much suffering had she endured? Yet, she hadn't done anything to Enai Yang. She hadn't even taken a yuan from the Enai family, but they kept accusing her of wrongdoing. Where did she go wrong? Her mistake was probably coming into this world in the first place. Adele slightly frowned. Shakespeare once said that those who control their own fate stand at both ends of the balance, while those controlled by fate only know that God has given them their destiny. In fact, everyone holds their fate in their hands. Only those who don't believe in fate can live their best life. If Adele believed in fate, she would now be the second Martha, a Martha who faced violence every day. Sister Yin Yin, calm down and think about whether what I said is right. I told you I'm not your sister. If you had a shred of shame or confidence, you would not call me sister anymore. Wu Yanyan suddenly stood up from the table, took out 5 yuan from her pocket, threw it on the table, and walked away. She never expected that meeting Adele today would turn out this way. This Adele, for the sake of money, for wealth and honor, had abandoned her own dignity. She really had no right to be her sister. Adele watched Wu Yanyan's retreating back, speechless for a moment. Not calling wouldn't hurt. After all, her impression of this sister was extremely bad. After returning home, Adele mentioned the incident to Enai Yang. Enai Yang's reaction was flat, but Zhao Yu was very agitated. My God, this Wu Yanyan has no shame. She was astonished. Upon finishing, Zhao Yu looked at Adele and continued. Third aunt, do you want to listen to Wu Yanyan's stories? Yes, Adele nodded. If you do, come over there, I'll tell you everything, every single detail. Zhao Yu pulled Adele under the osmanthus tree in the yard. Zhao Yu told her everything about Wu Yanyan almost being sold, Wu Yanyan's bird-killing spree in a fit of rage, and so on. Adele only knew that Enai Yang had funded the Wu family's construction company and helped them out of poverty. She never knew that so much else had happened in between. Looking at it this way, Wu Yanyan really went too far. Zhao Yu in tears said, Third aunt, you don't know how adorable the bird named Duo Duo was. It could speak, dance, was charming and suave, but in the end it was killed by Wu Yanyan sob sob sob. Adele did not know how to comfort her, so she could only say, a dead bird cannot be revived, don't be too sad. Zhao Yu hugged Adele, crying even harder. Time flies. Another week had quickly passed. During this period, Zhao Yu often loved to take books to Deming Pavilion, asking Grandpa Du whenever she encountered something she did not understand. Because Mo Chishan had asked her to keep him company when she had nothing to do. After all, she had had a good relationship with Grandpa Du since the time she was Duo Duo. Source web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1132 May you gather much. This object most evokes longing _6. Dude, what character is this? Since the time when Zhao Yu got a taste of Dude's ruthlessness, he dared not to call Dude a little jerk anymore. Ing. It was really too scary. Thinking back on his past self, Zhao Yu felt he was truly like a fearless calf that knows nothing of the tiger's might. Adorably foolish. Dude looked at the pair of hands draped over his shoulder with a bit of helplessness. Can you not stand so close to me? Zhao Yu said speechlessly. We're all men here, what's there to be afraid of? Dude unemotionally pushed Zhao Yu's hand away, keeping his distance. This is the character Ben in its rare form, which is homophonic to run and also means to sprint. Zhao Yu scratched his head. This is too difficult. It's just too hard. Being human is really exhausting. You're just too dumb, said Dude, twirling the Buddha beads, without mincing words. Zhao Yu suddenly noticed that the Buddha beads in Dude's hands were different from usual. These beads were very red, shining brightly, making Dude's hands appear even fairer and more slender. Did you change your Buddha beads? What are these made of? The color is so pretty. Dude's expression remained unchanged. They are called blood bodhi. Zhao Yu reached out her hand. Can I take a look? No. Dude refused directly. His sense of territory was too strong. No ordinary person should even think about touching his belongings. Humph. Stingy. Zhao Yu rolled her eyes at him. But what the heck is blood bodhi? Zhao Yu continued to ask. Blood bodhi is blood bodhi, Dude replied, his tone indifferent, not wanting to explain any further. Zhao Yu was really too curious. She remembered the name blood bodhi and went to look it up in books later on, finally finding such an explanation. Blood bodhi is also known as sea red beans. There's a poem about it. Sea red beans grow in the south, budding a few branches in spring. I hope you pick more, for this thing evokes the deepest longing. Later, Zhao Yu found another line of poetry. The exquisite dice admit sea red beans, deep longing, do you know or not? Both poems suggest that sea red beans symbolize longing. 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 Zhao Yu rested her head on her left hand. Who could Dude be longing for? Zhao Yu thought hard but couldn't come up with an answer. For someone like Dude who might fall for another person seemed bizarre in itself. Maybe she was wrong. Perhaps Dude didn't wear the beads because they symbolized longing? Zhao Yu lifted her head to look out the window, where the moon was large and round, casting a layer of radiance over the earth, accompanied by the pleasant sound of frogs. Lulled by the frog chorus, it wasn't long before Zhao Yu drifted into dreamland. The 8th day of the 7th lunar month is a good day. Today, Wu Chenjin's parents and grandparents were visiting the Ni family. The parents and elders from both sides sat together to discuss the wedding date for the two children. After unanimous decision by the parents, the wedding date was set for the 18th day of the 8th lunar month. There was more than a month left from now, providing ample time to prepare various things. Wu Chenjun was in high spirits due to the joyful occasion. He didn't expect that he and Shangguan Zai's day would come so soon. Shangguan she also didn't expect that in the end, she would walk down the aisle with Wu Chenjun. And Ai Yang, smiling, said, Sister Xiaoxi, you don't need to buy roses for the wedding, just have people cut them directly from the flower fields when the time comes. And after the wedding ceremony, they can be reused. Mo Qishan, with his arm around Ai Yang's shoulder, added, also don't worry about the wedding dress and groom's suit. I've ordered a set to be customized from France. Shangguan Zai's smile was tinged with shy delight. Wu Chenjun said, then thank you, future brother-in-law. Although Mo Qishan's reputation in Beijing had hit rock bottom, Wu Chenjun didn't look down on Mo Qishan in the slightest. He had a feeling that Mo Qishan was a person who kept his cards close to his chest. Does your average Joe have connections to order wedding dresses from France? Mo Qishan said. We're all family here, no need for formalities. Wu Chenjun followed up on that. Xiaoxi and I are getting married soon. When are you and Yang planning to hold the event? Mo Qishan turned his gaze towards Ai Yang. That depends on Yang. I'm not in a hurry. Oh, you're not in a hurry? Well, I'm not in a hurry either, Young quipped, raising her eyebrows slightly. Now Chishan was thrown off balance and immediately said, I am in a hurry. Isn't it okay if I'm in a hurry? You're in a hurry? Young looked up at Chishan. Yes, I'm in a hurry. Chishan nodded slightly. Young deliberately teased him. Then I'm not in a hurry. Chishan. Shangguanxi couldn't help but laugh. Yang, stop teasing him. Time flew by, and before they knew it, it was almost the day of Shangguanxi and Wu Chenjin's wedding. The night before the wedding, Cuehua came to Shangguanxi's bedroom. Mom, it's so late, is there something you need? Cuehua smiled and said, Nothing major, just wanted to have a chat with you. Then sit down please. Shangguanxi patted the bed beside her. Cuehua sat on the edge of the bed, and taking Shangguanxi's hand in hers said, Xiaoxi, I'm truly thankful to the heavens for giving me such a sensible and beautiful daughter like you. I'm also very happy that, all along, you've treated me as if I were your biological mother. They say that being a stepmother is difficult, but Cuehua has never felt the meaning of this saying with Shangguanxi and Shangguansu. These two kids were too sensible. From the first day she was with Shangguandehui, they never caused her any worry. Now that Shangguanxi was about to get married and leave, as a mother, she really couldn't bear to part with her. Mom, what are you talking about? Since you married Dad, you're my mom. And besides, you've been wonderful. There's a saying that empathy begets kindness. You've been good to us, and it's only right that we are good to you too. Also, I want to thank you. It's your presence that's brought warmth to our home. And it's you who made my brother and I feel maternal love and the warmth of a family. Saying this, Shangguanxi reached out and hugged Cuehua. Cuehua's eyes reddened slightly. Xiaoxi, thank you. It's me who should be thanking you. Before Cuehua arrived, the Shangguan family was like scattered sand. The house always felt cold and icy. It was Cuehua who made this home feel more real. Silly child, don't cry. You're going to be a bride. If you cry and swell up your eyes, it won't do for putting on makeup tomorrow. Cuehua wiped away Shangguanxi's tears. Mom, don't cry either. Cuehua nodded. Okay, Mom won't cry. After saying that, Cuehua imparted some words about respecting her in-laws to Shangguanxi, then took out a passbook and handed it to Shangguanxi. Shangguanxi was startled. What are you doing? Cuehua said with a smile. It's just a little something from me. It's not much money, but just accept it. Mom, I can't take this. Shangguanxi refused. Shangguandehui had already transferred all of the Shangguan family's assets into her name. How could she take Cuehua's money at a time like this? Cuehua said, Xiaoxi, if you truly think of me as your mother, then keep the passbook. Shangguanxi dared not refuse any longer. Cuehua continued, no matter what, us women must stand tall and not let anyone look down on us. No need to go asking men for money. Keep this money for now, and if there's an emergency in the future, you can use it then. Although it's not a lot, it may come in handy in a pinch. Okay, Shangguanxi nodded. Saying she wasn't moved would be a lie. Source web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1133 Wedding Surprise. Seeing that Shangguanxi no longer refused, Cuehua also sighed with relief. Xiaoxi, even though you are about to get married, you must remember, this will always be your home, we will always be your family. If Chunjun ever dares to bully you, just come back and tell us. No matter when, we will always be your strongest support. The saying that a married daughter is like spilled water does not apply here at Cuehua's. In her early life, she suffered from favoritism towards males over females, and now she absolutely won't allow her daughter to endure such injustice. Mom, I know, thank you, Shangguanxi said, holding back tears which once again started to flow. Before Cuehua married into the family, Shangguanxi had heard colleagues and friends talk about the tale of the wasp's tail and the stepmother's heart. Initially, she was somewhat uneasy. Later, She realized she had been worrying unnecessarily. With Enai Tsuehua, she felt the long-lost maternal love and experienced the warmth that a home should have, something she had never truly experienced before. Mom, thank you. Shengguanxi hugged Enai Tsuehua. Silly child, what are you thanking Mom for? Enai Tsuehua patted Shengguan's back gently. It's getting late. You need to get up early tomorrow, so go to sleep soon. Shengguanxi nodded. After Enai Tsuehua left, Shengguanxi opened her passbook and was shocked by the number on it. The passbook actually had a 7-figure savings. Enai Tsuehua was a good mother. Her food factory currently had very stable monthly earnings, which she divided into 2 parts, giving 1 part to Adele and 1 to Shengguanxi. The future money was all set aside for other children. She never favored one over another. Enai Tsuehua went to the room, and just as Shengguan came out of the bathroom, he asked, Daya, where have you been? Enai Tsuehua walked to the vanity to remove her makeup. I went to chat with Xiaoxi for a while. Oh, Shengguan nodded, pulled back the quilt to get into bed. Time flies so quickly. In my memory, Xiaoxi is still a little toddler who can't even walk steadily, and now she's about to get married. Enai Tsuehua smiled. You've gotten old too. Shengguan was stunned. Aren't you also old? Enai Tsuehua turned to look at Shengguan. I am younger than you by several years, don't you know that? Shengguan said. What does it matter if you are younger? In the end, you still married me. Enai Tsuehua. She never realized before, Shengguan could be so skilled with his words. She had always thought of him as a polite scholar. Soon after Enai Tsuehua left, Enai Yang also arrived at Shengguan's room. Sister Xiaoxi. Yang. Shengguanxi sniffed and got off the bed. Enai Yang smiled. Sister Xiaoxi, you don't need to get up, I'll just sit for a bit and then leave. With that, Enai Yang continued, Sister Xiaoxi, you're going to be a bride tomorrow. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Shengguanxi gestured slightly, a little bit excited. But more than that, she was reluctant to leave this home. Enai Yang handed the gift she had prepared to Shengguanxi. Sister Xiaoxi, this is my wedding gift to you. Do you like it? Shengguanxi took the gift box, opened it, and covered her mouth in surprise. Inside the box lay a complete set of diamond jewelry, shining under the light with a dazzling spectrum of colors. Yang, this gift is too precious. Shengguanxi, being a genuine socialite, of course knew the value of the diamond set was not insignificant. Just the diamond on the necklace alone was about 5 carats. Diamonds signify eternity and are indestructible, making them a very meaningful wedding gift. Enai Yang raised an eyebrow and countered. Can it be more precious than the sisterly affection between you and me? Thank you, Yang, I really like it. Oh, there is one more thing I forgot to bring, Sister Xiaoxi, wait for me. Before Shengguanxi could react, Enai Yang had already disappeared towards the doorway. Shortly after, Enai Yang returned holding 2 red paper bags. Sister Xiaoxi, this is also for you. What is this? Shengguanxi asked. Just open it and you'll see. Shengguanxi opened the paper bags and was shocked again. Inside the boxes in the 2 paper bags were all gold jewelry. Gold bracelets, gold necklaces, gold earrings, altogether weighing more than 20 pounds. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1134 Wedding Surprise _2. Enai Yang continued, Sister Xiaoxi, don't laugh at me for being tacky, though gold isn't pretty, it has the potential to appreciate. Right now, it's only a few dozen yuan per gram, but in the future, it might sell for hundreds of yuan per gram, and it holds its value much better than diamonds. In the future, the price of gold peaked at 450 yuan per gram. More than 20 kilograms of gold is also a significant fortune. By the way, I'm also giving you this house. Enai Yang took out a property title deed. The houses Enai Yang bought are all located in the city center, and each one in the future is worth a fortune. Yang, I'll keep the diamond jewelry, but I can't accept anything else. Shang Guanxi refused. The gifts from Yang were really too valuable. With diamonds, gold, and houses, Shang Guanxi felt overwhelmed. Sister Xiaoxi, if you don't want them, you'll make me think that I haven't given enough. I'm going to be angry. Yang pretended to be upset. With that, Yang took Shang Guanxi's hand. Sister Xiaoxi, please accept them. Consider it a little gesture from me as your younger sister. It wouldn't be right for you, my older sister, to get married while I, your younger sister, didn't contribute anything at all, would it? A generous dowry could give Shang Guanxi more confidence at her in-laws' place. Shang Guanxi didn't refuse, thinking about doubling the gifts when Yang gets married. After Yang left, Shang Guanxu also came to talk to Shang Guanxi, and as a brother, his gifts were no less lavish than Yang's. Then there was Adele, who was also very generous. By the end, the three elders of the family also came together, and that evening Shang Guanxi received so many gifts that her hands went numb. Zhao Yu, being the poor one in the family with no savings, had recently been learning calligraphy from Master Zheng, and decided to write a piece to give to Shang Guanxi. Zhuo Ling was stunned when he heard the news of Shang Guanxi's upcoming marriage. How long had it been? How long had it been since Shang Guanxi broke up with him? How could she be marrying someone else already? Thinking of Shang Guanxi's family background and recalling his own recent hardships, Zhuo Ling felt unbearable and went out to drown his sorrows in alcohol all night. Big brother Zhua. As Zhuo Ling lay his head down on the table, somewhat drowsy, a gentle female voice came from above. He looked up and saw a blurry face. Who is this? Zhuo Ling rubbed his eyes. Who are you? Don't you recognize me, big brother Zhua? The young woman sat across from him and poured a drink. Zhuo Ling burped. Who are you? Do I know you? It's Wu Yanyan. Before Wu Yanyan had a fallout with the Ni family, she had shared a meal with Shang Guanxi and Zhuo Ling at the same table, so she knew Zhuo Ling and was aware that he was Shang Guanxi's ex-boyfriend. Wu Yanyan. Zhuo Ling paused, then as if remembering something. Oh, it's you. You're Shang Guanxi's sister. What are you doing here? Are you here to laugh at me? Get lost. Zhuo Ling suddenly became agitated, his expression turning fierce. Wu Yanyan's smile remained unchanged. I am Wu Yanyan, but am not Shang Guanxi's sister. I'm just like you, we both have been abandoned by others. Zhuo Ling stood up, swaying, and pointed at Wu Yanyan. You're not Shang Guanxi's sister. You're Yang's sister. Did your sister send you here? Is she making you come here to mock me? Wu Yanyan's expression turned sinister in that instant. She doesn't deserve to be my sister. And Yang doesn't deserve it. She has no right. Zhuo Ling froze, then slapped his head hard. What's going on? He remembered those deep feelings between Yang and Wu Yanyan. When did they turn against each other? Could he be mistaken? Wu Yanyan, what kind of game are you playing with me? Wu Yanyan kept staring at Zhuo Ling. Big brother Zhua, getting dumped by Shang Guanxi, marrying a fat woman instead. Aren't you very resentful? This was indeed a sore spot for Zhuo Ling, and now it was being openly stated by Shang Guanxi, igniting rage in his heart instantly. Before Zhuo Ling could explode, Wu Yanyan continued. Big brother Zhua, do you know who caused all this? It was Yang. Yang instigated the breakup between you and Shang Guanxi, and also that Li Tong, you would never guess. Li Tong is actually Yang's good friend. It was Yang who deliberately sent Li Tong to seduce you. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1135 Wedding Surprise _3. If it weren't for Yang, you would be the one marrying Shang Guanxi now, and you would be the one basking in success. It's all Yang's fault. All her doing. Watching Zhuo Ling's expression change bit by bit, Wu Yanyan continued. Big brother Zhua, do you know how great Shang Guanxi's family is? Now, Shangguan Dehui has handed all the Shangguan family's properties to Shang Guanxi. In the future, Shang Guanxi will be the highest leader in the Shangguan group. If you hadn't broken up with Shang Guanxi, that highest leader would have been you. It was Yang who ruined you. The last sentence was full of deep hatred. She hated An Yang. She wished to see An Yang's family ruined and destroyed. Why should she bear all the suffering alone? She wanted An Yang to share the pain with her. An Yang, that bitch. Zhuo Ling was completely enraged, grabbing a wine bottle and hurling it to the ground. Bang, the wine bottle shattered into pieces. Indeed, if Shangguanxi hadn't broken up with him initially, all of this would have been his. All his. Oh right. Wu Yanyan continued to provoke Zhuo Ling's emotions. Big brother Zhuo, do you know who Shangguanxi is marrying? Who? Zhuo Ling looked at Wu Yanyan. It's Wu Qinjun. Wu Qinjun has a very good family background. He grew up with Shangguanxi, but Shangguanxi doesn't love Wu Qinjun. If she did, she would have been with Wu Qinjun long ago. Why bother being with you for 3 years? Zhuo Ling narrowed his eyes. Then why is she marrying Wu Qinjun? Is Xiaoxi being forced? Wu Yanyan shook her head. She was manipulated. Do you want to know who manipulated her? Ooh, it's An Yang. Wu Yanyan continued. An Yang, like her mother, has always been vain. She looked down on you because you were born poor, so she tried to tarnish your reputation in front of Shangguanxi. When that failed, she worked with Li Tong to seduce you. Hearing this, Zhuo Ling clenched his fists, trembling all over. Anger. He was so angry. He never thought that his and Shangguanxi's breakup was all orchestrated by someone. Wu Yanyan slightly curled her lips. Big brother Zhuo, the vengeance of losing a wife is intolerable. Do you want revenge? Do you have a way? Zhuo Ling suddenly turned back to look at Wu Yanyan. Wu Yanyan looked at Zhuo Ling. As long as you follow my lead, I have a way. Really? Wu Yanyan nodded. Why do you want to help me? Zhuo Ling countered. Wu Yanyan smilingly said, because we have a common enemy. She is An Yang. Zhuo Ling followed up. How do you plan to help me? Wu Yanyan gestured for Zhuo Ling to come closer with a beckoning of her little finger. Zhuo Ling leaned his ear closer. Wu Yanyan whispered a few sentences into Zhuo Ling's ear. Listening, Zhuo Ling's face turned pale. Swallowing, he asked, can this really work? Why wouldn't it? Wu Yanyan continued. Big brother Zhuo, think about the life you're living now. Are you really content with spending your days with Chen Liebao, that fat woman? Reminded of Chen Liebao, Zhuo Ling fell silent. He was fed up with Chen Liebao. Sometimes he even thought it would be better off dead than live in such a demeaning way. Wu Yanyan, seeing the timing is just right. Big brother Zhuo, instead of continuing with that fat woman, it's better to be ruthless and make a big move. This is the vengeance for losing your wife. Since the An family won't let you live well, why should you let them live well? They dare to bully you, to disregard you, merely because they see you as a poor nobody. But big brother Zhuo, although we're poor, we cannot be without spirit. We cannot let others bully us like this without a peep. We need to make them pay a bloody price too. We need to let An Yang know that we're not to be trifled with. Indeed, Wu Yanyan had once again provoked Zhuo Ling. He nodded and said, all right. I'll listen to you. Wu Yanyan patted Zhuo Ling's shoulder. Then big brother Zhuo, you better go back and rest early. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay. The next day was the wedding day for Shangguanxi and Wu Qinjun. Both the bride's and the groom's families were bustling. And so many people were coming to the An family to offer their congratulations. The wedding process was such that the groom would arrive at the bride's home in the morning to pick up the bride. Then everyone would go together to the hotel. Source web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1136 Wedding Surprise _4. Shangguan family held a Western-style wedding, and Shangguanxi was wearing a custom wedding dress from France. A white wedding dress that was conservative yet not without trendy elements. The hem was a floor-sweeping mermaid tail, which needed for little flower girls to hold it up. After changing, when An Yang came out of the fitting room, her eyes lit up. Wow, Sister Xiaoxi, I didn't notice you had such a great figure. A mermaid tail wedding dress required someone with an excellent figure to bring out its beauty. Shangguanxi rarely wore form-fitting clothes, So Young really hadn't realized that Shangguanxi also had a good figure. Adele said with a smile. Sister Xiaoxi is the most beautiful bride in the world today. Zhao Yu ran in with the camera. Mom, shall we take a picture with Aunt Xiaoxi? Sure. Adele loved taking photos the most. How can you take photos without me? Du Jiaojiao walked in from outside. And you can't forget about me. Li Yao followed in. The girls set the camera to automatic mode and took several photos around Shangguanxi as the center. After taking photos, Zhao Yu asked Du Jiaojiao, Sister Jiaojiao, has Lord Du arrived? Ever since the auntie incident last time, Zhao Yu hadn't called Du Jiaojiao auntie again, because it made her seem too old. Du Jiaojiao shook her head. He's about to become a Buddha on the spot. How could he possibly come to such a lively place? Become a Buddha on the spot? Zhao Yu asked. Is that not an exaggeration? Could a person who can't let go of earthly desires become a Buddha? Keep in mind, Lord Du still wears a string of blood Bodhi beads on his hand. You haven't interacted with him much, so it's normal you don't understand. Du Jiaojiao continued. This man is even more monk-like than a monk. Zhao Yu stuck out her tongue. Li Yao continued. By the way, whose idea was it to line the roadside with roses? It's just so romantic and beautiful. Jinghua village was never short of roses, so the main road today was lined with bright red roses on both sides. Shangguanxi smiled. It was Yang Yang's idea. She was busy with my brother and Mo Qishan and several others for an entire afternoon yesterday. In summer, if roses were directly placed on the roadside, they would definitely die from the sun, so Yang specially bought many glass bottles and filled them with a special potion, not only to preserve the life of the roses, but also not to impact their reusability. Yang, your idea is pretty good. When I get married next year, I'm going to do the same. Yang nodded. If you need more hands, I can come help. Li Yao said with a laugh. Yang, don't tease me, you're a big leader now. Who could afford to ask for your prestigious help? Speaking of Yang's current assets, her net worth had surpassed 8 figures. It was just that she had always kept a low profile and didn't act like a capitalist. If it weren't for witnessing it herself, Li Yao would never believe that a girl only 19 years old could achieve so much. Moreover, she believed that Yang's achievements were far more than what they were now. Yang would only grow stronger each day. Yang swept the lock of hair beside her cheek to the back of her head, her tone light. It's actually Sister Yao who is teasing me. I'm hardly any big Buddha. Her current achievements had not yet reached 1/10 of those in her past life. She still needed to work hard. Downstairs, Gooden Yang Guobao and Mo Hudi were playing the blind man's bluff game with little Yun. Gooden brother, Debao brother, Sister Xiaodai, where are you guys? Little Yun, with a cloth tied over her eyes, stretched out her hands searching around. Gooden Yang Guobao and Mo Hudi each covered their mouths, looking at little Yun with evil grins on their faces. No one responded, and little Yun was getting anxious. This anxiety often led to trouble. Her little feet stepped on a big stone. Smack. She fell to the ground. Yun's sister. Gooden's face turned pale, and he immediately rushed over. Yun's sister, are you all right? Ha. Gooden brother, I've caught you. Little Yun hugged Gooden's neck. Now it's Gooden brother's turn to be the blind man. Gooden was still unsure of what had happened, checking little Yun's feet. Yun's sister, are you okay? Does it still hurt? Haha. Gooden brother is a fool. Gooden finally realized and breathed a sigh of relief. It's fine as long as you're okay, it'll be the blind man then. Yang Guobao put his hands behind his back and walked over nonchalantly. Gooden is such a big fool. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1137 Wedding Surprise _5. Debao, you can't call Gooden a big fool. Little Yun stood in front of Yang Guobao with her hands on her hips, declaring earnestly, although Gooden really is a big fool, you're not allowed to say it. Only I can call Gooden a big fool. Yang Guobao chuckled. Little Yunyan, you're a big fool too. Little Anayin responded. I've decided not to be called Little Yunyan from now on. I want to be called Go Yun. Debao, you should call me Go Yin from now on. Yang Guobao thought about it seriously for a moment, then said, No, you can't be called Go Yun. Why? Yang Guobao came over and hugged Gooden's neck. Because Go is a special word between me and Gooden. Only men in our dog generation can use it. You're a girl, so you can't use Go. That's gender discrimination. Little Anayin, rubbing her eyes, walked up to Gooden. Gooden, I want to be part of the dog generation too. Gooden couldn't stand to see little Anayin cry, hurriedly said. Okay, Go Yun. From now on you'll be Go Yun. Really? Little Anayin suddenly excited. Gooden patted little Anayun's head. Of course it's true. When has Gooden ever lied to you? But what if Debao disagrees? Gooden continued. I'm the boss here, his opinion doesn't matter. Little Anayin immediately made a face at Yang Guobao, and then joyfully spun around on the spot. Great! From now on I'm Go Yun. I'm part of the dog generation too. And Mohudi at the side. Are these three idiots? At this moment, little did the three know that the dog generation nicknames they were so proud of would become an embarrassing part of their past. Imagine this. A high-powered stoic CEO. A righteous and upright diplomat. How on earth could such distinguished individuals be chased around and called Gooden and Debao? The scene is too beautiful to even imagine. After playing the blindfolded catching game for a while, little Anayin found it boring, so the four of them played hide and seek together. The Ni family was bustling with guests today, along with the villagers from Jinghua village. The scene could really be described as packed like sardines. At the entrance of Jinghua village, Wu Yanyan had been waiting here for a long time. She was waiting for Zhueling. It had been 10 minutes past the arranged time, but there was still no sign of Zhueling. Did he chicken out at the last minute? Another 10 minutes passed, and Zhueling finally showed up, albeit late. Brother Zhua, you finally came. I thought you weren't coming. Zhueling was wearing a brand new suit and trendy-toed glasses. How could I not come? Let's go. Wu Yanyan nodded. Zhueling then asked, What should we do later? Wu Yanyan replied, Stick to the original plan. Zhueling nodded, Okay. Just then, Wu Yanyan seemed to smell alcohol and turned back to look at Zhueling. Have you been drinking? Yeah. As the saying goes, alcohol courageously boosts fear. He really needed a bit of liquid courage. A sneering light flashed in Wu Yanyan's eyes, and she continued, Be careful later, make sure acquaintances don't notice us. I know. Today at the Ni family, everything was lively. Far away, Wu Yanyan could see Ni Tsuehua and Shangguan Dehui welcoming guests. Ni Tsuehua was dressed formally today, with makeup and high heels, her smile very obvious. The saying joy rejuvenates was clearly evident on her. Wu Yanyan scoffed. Ni Tsuehua was certainly interesting, disregarding her own daughter while hosting a wedding for a stepdaughter. If unaware people saw this, they would think Shangguan she was her biological daughter. Disgusting. Hypocritical. Such a person didn't deserve happiness at all. Wu Yanyan's hand clenched tighter inside her sleeve, her sharp fingernails piercing into her palm, blood staining her nails, but Wu Yanyan seemed to feel nothing at all, as if she had lost her sense of pain. In an instant, Wu Yanyan put away the malevolence on her face and walked to the side. There little Anayin was playing hide and seek with her friends. Little Yunyan. Wu Yanyan squatted in front of little Anayin. Little Anayin paused, then excitedly said, Hey! Your sister Yanyan. Sister, you're here too. Despite her young age, and because neither the Ni family nor Zhao Yu ever spoke ill of Wu Yanyan in front of little Anayin, her impression of Wu Yanyan remained as it was before. Source, web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1138 Wedding Surprise _6. Wu Yanyan hated no one more than Yang, except for little Anayin. Because little Anayin was simply the darling of the family, everything she ate, war, and use was the best, and some items were even imported. Did she enjoy any of these when she was young? Starving, freezing, this was her entire childhood, and even as she grew up, she still faced these hardships. Life in the Wu family has only improved recently. Since the Ni family likes little Ni Yin so much, then she'll ruin her by her own hand. This is what they owe her. What she couldn't have, no one else should have either. She will make the entire Ni family suffer endlessly. Wu Yinyan snapped out of her thoughts and nodded with a smile. Yes, Sister Yinyan is here too. By the way, little Yinyan, your second sister knows a place that's really good at hiding people. If you come with me, they definitely won't be able to find you. How about it? Okay. Little Anayin nodded. So easily deceived, maybe that was just her fate. Wu Yinyan sneered. Better dead and transcended early. Hoping little Anayin won't be reborn into the Ni family in her next life. Come with me this way. Wu Yinyan led little Anayin to the other side. By the way, do you want some candy from second sister? Yes. Little Anayin's eyes lit up. Wu Yinyan handed a piece of candy to little Anayin. Strawberry-flavored fruit candy, also little Anayin's favorite. Very sweet. Second sister, you are so kind. Wu Yinyan smiled faintly. Gradually little Anayin felt something was off and rubbed her eyes. Second sister, I'm so sleepy. Wu Yinyan carried little Anayin over to Zhuoling. Brother Zhua, let's hurry. Zhuoling took little Anayin. Xiaoxi hasn't come out yet. I want to see what she looks like in a wedding dress. Wu Yanyan's expression turned cold. Do you want to be discovered by others? Just a glance. Wu Yinyan furrowed her brows. No. Go with me. What's there to see in a woman who has changed her heart? Don't forget, she's getting married to someone else today. Hearing this, Zhuoling's expression changed. Right. Shangguanxi is going to marry someone else. What was he lingering for? He will make Shangguanxi remember this day for the rest of her life. Zhuoling hardened his heart, and turned around with little Anayin in his arms. Wu Yinyan finally breathed a sigh of relief. Upon reaching the village entrance, Wu Yinyan continued. I've got the person for you. What happens next is up to you. I'm going back. Zhuoling nodded. Wu Yinyan walked a few steps, then turned back to look at Zhuoling. Brother Zhua, remember my words, don't be weak and merciful. Little Anayin might be young, but she's no good thing. We are ridding the people of a nuisance. I know. Wu Yinyan went on. Brother Zhua, remember this sentence. Kindness to others is cruelty to oneself. Zhuoling continued nodding. After saying all this, Wu Yinyan got on the bus home. Zhuoling also walked away with little Anayin. At the Ni family, Debao the cat sensed something was wrong, because he had found both Yang Guobao and Mo Hudi, but not little Anayin. Debao, Sister Xiaodai, little Yunyan seems to have disappeared. No way. Mo Hudi was startled. I'll go upstairs and tell sister now. Yang Guobao said. Debao, let's look for little Anayin together. Upstairs, Yang inexplicably felt her heart racing. Yang, I think I just saw Zhuoling. Shangguanxi came over from the corridor, looking uneasily at Yang. She had a bad feeling about seeing Zhuoling at such a time. Zhuoling. Yang squinted her eyes. Sister Xiaoxi, don't overthink it. I'll go check it out. As Yang reached the top of the stairs, she saw Debao running up panting. Sister Yang. What's wrong, Debao? Why are you running so fast? Debao was close to tears. Sister Yang, little Yunyan is missing. What? Yang's face turned pale. She took Debao's hand and began to walk. Debao, don't panic. Tell me what happened just now. Source, web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1139 found Zhuoling seeing Yang. Gooden felt inexplicably reassured and quickly recounted what had happened. We were just playing hide and seek with Debao and Sister Xiaodai, but although I found both Debao and Sister Xiaodai, I couldn't find little Yunyan. I checked all her usual hiding spots. Yang tightly held Gooden's hand. Gooden, now take me to the place where you were playing hide and seek just now. Okay. Gooden nodded. The place where the kids were playing hide and seek was right in front of the Ni family's courtyard. Some people were chatting away, others playing cards, all bustling with activity. When Zhuoling appeared at the wedding, Ni Yang already felt that something was amiss. Now, with Gooden running over to say little Ni Yun was missing, a sense of foreboding suddenly surged in Ni Yang's heart. Could little Ni Yun's disappearance be related to Zhuoling? But to little Ni Yun, Zhuoling was a stranger. Little Ni Yun was always cautious and would never follow a stranger. If Zhuoling had forcibly taken little Ni Yun away, she would definitely be crying nonstop. If little Ni Yun cried, others would hear her. Besides relatives from the Ni family and the Shangguan family, there were villagers from Jinghua village present. They all knew little Ni Yun. It made no sense for little Ni Yun to be crying nonstop without anyone hearing. Considering this, Ni Yang narrowed her eyes. There were only 3 answers Ni Yang could think of right now. 1. Little Ni Yun was taken somewhere to play by someone. 2. She was lured away by someone she knew, who then handed her over to Zhuoling. 3. She fell asleep in some corner because of the hide-and-seek game. Each of these situations was possible. Seeing that Ni Yang's expression was somewhat off, Mo Qishan, who was helping with the dowry, hurried over and asked, Yang, what's wrong? Ni Yang glanced around and whispered, Yun is missing. What? Ni Yang quickly stepped on tiptoes and covered Mo Qishan's mouth. Brother Mo, keep your voice down. Don't let others hear for now, especially Sister Xiaoxi and Brother Qinjun. After all, today was Shangguan Shi and Wu Chenjin's wedding, a once-in-lifetime event for Shangguan Shi. Ni Yang didn't want to scare her. After all, the Wu family was still waiting for their new bride. There was only such an auspicious time in a year, and if missed, one would have to wait till next year. Mo Qishan nodded slightly. Okay, I got it. I'll arrange for people to start searching immediately. Yang, don't panic yet. Although Ni Yang was very anxious, she had to calm down. Right, Brother Mo? I heard Sister Xiaoxi say Zhuoling came to the wedding. You have someone check at Zhuoling's place first, and also get Wu Yanyan involved. Ni Yang had been doing business and had not made enemies with anyone. Moreover, she led everyone to prosper together, so the villagers from nearby villages all had a very good impression of her. They had no reason to harm little Ni Yun. So the only person Ni Yang could think of was Wu Yanyan. The most crucial point was that Wu Yanyan had always harbored deep resentment against them, and little Ni Yun had no guard against Wu Yanyan. If Wu Yanyan indeed harbored malicious intent, it would be much more convenient for her to act than others. Okay. Ni Yang said. Then we'll split up to act. I'll go and inform my parents. Ni Tsuehua was entertaining guests with Shangguan Dehui. Ni Yang walked over, took Shangguan Dehui's hand. Dad, could you come over for a minute? I have something to tell you. Okay. Seeing that Ni Yang's expression was off, Shangguan Dehui immediately walked aside with her. Ni Yang mentioned the matter about little Ni Yun to Shangguan Dehui. Upon hearing this, Shangguan Dehui's face immediately changed color. Ni Yang continued, Dad, quietly tell Mom about this. No matter what, it mustn't affect the normal progress of the wedding. Also, don't tell the grandpas and grandmas. Let's ask the 3 elders to entertain the guests for now, and then we'll go to the police station to report. Just at that moment, Ni Tsuehua walked out with 2 bags of wedding candies. What are you father and daughter talking about? Mom, come here a moment. Ni Yang gestured to Ni Tsuehua. Ni Tsuehua smiled and said, What's the matter? Why so secretive? Ni Yang repeated the story. As soon as she finished speaking, the smile on Ni Kuihua's face froze at her lips. Ni Yang held Ni Kuihua's hand. Mom, don't panic yet. Brother Mo has already arranged for people to search. Now please go and tell the grandpas and grandmas. Just say we have to leave for a bit. It's a bit troubling, but please have them continue entertaining the guests. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1140 Founds Willing _2. Okay. I'll go right now. Anai Tsuehua held back her tears and put a smile back on her face. Immediately after speaking, Anai Tsuehua hastily turned around and left. Anai Yang went upstairs to find Zhao Yu. Duo, do you still have any bird brothers around? Yes, what's up? Zhao Yu didn't know about the incident with little Anai Yun yet. Originally, Anai Yang didn't want to tell Zhao Yu about little Anai Yun because Zhao Yu has a quick mouth, can't keep things to himself, and he's very fond of little Anai Yun. She was afraid that Zhao Yu might accidentally let it slip. But now, there were some things that only Zhao Yu could help with, so Anai Yang had no choice but to tell him. As expected, after hearing the news, Zhao Yu was extremely anxious. Then I'll get my brothers and sisters to look for little Yun right now. Yang, do you think little Yun could have gotten into trouble? No way. Anai Yang grabbed Zhao Ye's hand and continued. By the way, Duo, in order to ensure that today's wedding goes smoothly, we absolutely must not let Sister Xiaoxi and others find out about this. Seeing Anai Yang's serious expression, Zhao Yu nodded hurriedly. Okay. Yang, don't worry, I won't tell anyone else. Then if you find out any news, call for me immediately. I have to go out for a bit now. After speaking with Anai Yang, Zhao Yu immediately went outside and blew a few whistles, summoning a big flock of bird brothers. Inside the house, Anai Tsuehua briefly explained to the three elders that they needed to step out, but did not mention little Anai Yun's disappearance. Anai Yang was right. Both families' relatives were here today, and under no circumstance should they impact Shangguanzai's wedding. Although Anai Tsuehua didn't say much, old Madame Shangguan still felt a bit uneasy. Dia, has something happened? If something happens, you and your husband mustn't hide it from us. You should tell us, and we'll solve it together. If it weren't for something significant, Shangguan Dahue and Anai Tsuehua would not have left so many people behind unattended. Anai Tsuehua shook her head. It's not a big deal, we just need to step out for a bit. Mom, please help us entertain the guests, we will be back soon. Are you sure nothing happened? Old Madame Shangguan was still not reassured. Truly nothing. Anai Tsuehua said earnestly. Madame Zheng came out and said, Ting, if it's nothing serious, you and Dahue should stay. Today is Xiaoxi's big day. How can you as parents leave? Anai Tsuehua was only the stepmother. Leaving at this time could potentially invite criticism. Just like that, we'll be back soon. Thank you for your help, both moms. After leaving these words behind, Anai Tsuehua hurriedly walked out. Have you told your parents? As soon as they walked outside, Shangguan Dahue came over holding the car keys. Dahue Dia, let me go with you. Su Lian came over anxiously from the side. Su Lian was Shangguanzai's aunt and had raised Shangguan Su and Shangguan Shi single-handedly, so she held a certain position within the Shangguan family. Therefore, Shangguan Dahue told Su Lian about the situation so that if he and Anai Tsuehua did not return later, Su Lian could stand in for Anai Tsuehua to manage the situation. Shangguan Dahue said, No need, Sister Su Lian. Anai Yang and we will go. If we all go, it will make the guests suspicious. By the way, if they find Yun near home, or if Yun comes back on her own, remember to call me. Okay, no problem. Su Lian nodded. Then be careful on the road, don't be in a hurry. Anai Yang holding the car keys came from the other side. Mom, Dad, this way, it'll drive us there. Shangguan Dahue and Anai Tsuehua got into Anai Yang's car. When Madame Zheng saw Anai Yang leaving as well, she started feeling that something was amiss and became uneasy. What big thing had happened to make all three of them leave in such a hurry? Anai Yang cares deeply for her sister Shangguan Shi, and if it weren't for a serious matter, she wouldn't leave at such a moment. Madame Zheng held her husband's hand. Old man, I feel like something's wrong. Old Master Zheng had noticed something amiss too, but he understood that at this moment, they were the pillars of the household, and they certainly couldn't lose their composure. It's nothing, just overthinking. Taking good care of the guests is the best way to help Dahue and Ting. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1141 founds Wuling_3. The car was fast, and it wasn't long before we arrived in the city. We successfully reported to the police station. Under normal circumstances, you have to wait 24 hours before reporting a missing person. But since little Ni Yun is only 4 years old this year and has no civil conduct capacity, she could be subjected to harm at any time. The police station immediately treated it as a criminal case and launched an investigation. Ni Yang had just come out of the police station when he saw Emo Kishin's car parked at the entrance. Yang. Emo Kishin got out of the car and hurried over. How is it, did you find Yun Yun? No. Ni Yang shook his head. How about on your end? Emo Kishin continued. Just got a report that Wu Yanyan did meet with Zwiling last night. Now Zwiling is nowhere to be found, and Wu Yanyan is at home. Let's go take a look at the Wu family. Ni Yang suggested. Okay, we'll take my car. Emo Kishin opened the car door for Ni Yang. As they settled into the car, Emo Kishin continued. Yang, don't worry, I've already had someone watch all the major train stations and airports. They will report to me immediately if they spot anyone suspicious. Can we locate where Zwiling went now? Ni Yang asked. Ni Yang wasn't afraid that Xiaoni was abducted, but she was more worried that Xiaoni might have been harmed. Emo Kishin shook his head. No response yet. In this era without surveillance cameras, finding someone's whereabouts in a short time is truly difficult. It didn't take long for the car to arrive at the Wu family's residence. Today both Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju were at home. Seeing Ni Yang and Emo Kishin arriving, the Wu couple were very surprised. Their intuition told them something must have happened. Yang, Xiaoma, why have you come? Yan Erju and Wu Jinshu came up to ask. Ni Yang didn't have time to elaborate, he directly asked. Godfather, godmother, is Yan Yun at home? At home. Wu Jinshu immediately nodded. I'll call her out for you. Wu Jinshu hurried off to the bedroom to fetch someone. As Yan Erju was busy pouring water for Ni Yang and Emo Kishin, she asked, Yang, you're in such a hurry to find Xiaoyan, did something happen? Or did Xiaoyan cause more trouble for you again? Ni Yang said, we can only know after we ask her. Upon hearing this, Yan Erju turned pale and quickly grabbed Ni Yang's hand. Yang, tell me the truth, what has happened? It's just something we need to confirm with her. Ni Yang spoke calmly. Godmother, no need to busy yourself, we won't have water. Just then, Wu Jinshu came out of the bedroom, dragging along an unwilling Wu Yanyan. The last person Wu Yanyan wanted to see now was Ni Yang. Half out of guilt, half out of dislike. Father, what are you doing? I've already told you, I don't want to see those irrelevant people. Wu Yanyan struggled forcefully. Wu Jinshu was strong. He directly pulled Wu Yanyan in front of Ni Yang. Yang, haste the person, ask whatever you want to ask directly. Don't worry, as her parents, we will absolutely not cover for her. Ni Yang looked at Wu Yanyan. Tell me the truth, does Yanyan's disappearance have anything to do with you? Upon hearing this, Yan Erju's heart skipped a beat. She quickly asked, Yanyan disappeared? Ni Yang nodded. Yan Erju immediately turned to look at Wu Yanyan. Xiaoyan, did you hide little Yanyan somewhere? It wasn't me. Wu Yanyan said angrily. Her disappearance is her fate. What does it have to do with me? Why do you question me? Am I their nanny? Do I look after their child? This is ridiculous. This is Ni Yun's fate. Just like how she was abandoned 18 years ago. It's because you have a previous offense. Ni Yang stared at Wu Yanyan, pronouncing each word clearly. Would a normal person harm an innocent bird out of spite? Instantly, Wu Yanyan seemed like a different person. Her features twisted as she said, Ni Yang, this is slander. False accusation. You are subject to legal responsibility. Are you a police officer? Do you have evidence? I'll sue you in court. Why should Ni Yang question her with such an air of superiority? What gives her the right? Ni Yang and she are sisters related by blood, but Ni Yang had never treated her as a sister. Otherwise, she wouldn't be the first person Ni Yang thought of when Ni Yun disappeared. Why should Yang doubt her? Besides, even if it were her, what about it? Because from the beginning to the end, Yang and the Ni family were the ones in the wrong. Source web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1142 founds Wuling_4. 18 years ago, the Ni family cast her aside. Now, she can likewise demand an eye for an eye from Ni Yun. That would be fair. Ni Yang stretched out her hand, her pale fingers gripping Wu Yanyan's chin tightly, gradually increasing the pressure. As her red lips parted slightly, she uttered, "Listen. If I find out this has anything to do with you, I'll make you wish you were dead." Each word was ice-cold, sending shivers down one's spine. Even Wu Jinshu and Yin Erju, who were nearby, felt a chill run through them. It was an odd sensation, considering Ni Yang was just a girl of around 18 or 19, but she exuded the air of a seasoned superior. After saying those words, Ni Yang let go of Wu Yanyan and turned to Mo Qishan. "Brother Mo, let's go." "Okay," Mo Qishan nodded. After the two of them left, Yin Erju and Wu Jinshu immediately confronted Wu Yanyan. "Tell us honestly, does little Yanyan's disappearance have anything to do with you?" "No," Wu Yanyan screamed. "How many times do I have to say it? No means no. Am I your daughter, or are they your daughters? Why are you always so biased? If you dislike me now, you shouldn't have picked me up in the first place. The reason I turned out like this is all because of you. Because you didn't provide me with a good family environment. Think about all the hardships I've been through growing up. If she had grown up by Ni Quihua's side just like Ni Yang, she would definitely be living a better life than Ni Yang right now. What is Ni Yang anyway? Without the Zheng family, what would she amount to?" Wu Jinshu raised his hand and slapped Wu Yanyan across the face. "You ungrateful thing, you better truly have nothing to do with this. Otherwise, even your mom and I won't be able to hold our heads high." Yin Erju, with tears in her eyes, grabbed Wu Yanyan's hand. "Xiaoyan, I know you have always been a good child since you were little. You absolutely mustn't do anything foolish. If you are really hiding Yunyan, tell mom and dad now before it turns into a major mistake, okay?" Wu Yanyan shook off Yin Erju's hand. "I've said it's not me, can't you stop nagging?" On the other end, just as Ni Yang got into Mo Qishan's car, Mo Qishan's pager went off. After reading the message, Mo Qishan looked at Ni Yang. Yang, there's news from Zhuoling, really?" Ni Yang's eyes brightened. "Yes." Ni Yang nodded slightly, then quickly found a public phone booth and pulled the car over to the side. They approached the phone booth, and Mo Qishan immediately made a call, which was promptly answered. Holding the phone to his ear, a frost seemed to settle on Mo Qishan's brow as he turned to Ni Yang. Yang, Yunyan is indeed with Zhuoling. Do you know the address?" "I do." Mo Qishan nodded. "First notify my mom and them, then we'll confront Zhuoling." After informing Ni Tsuehua and the others, Ni Yang promptly opened the driver's door. "I'll drive this time." This was the first time Mo Qishan knew that Ni Yang was such a skilled driver. Dust swirled in their wake as the car sped through. Mo Qishan's pager kept buzzing nonstop. "Yang, turn around and head toward Shao Mountain. Zhuoling's location is constantly changing." Screech. The sound of a sharp brake sounded, and the car immediately changed direction. "Did you notify my dad?" Mo Qishan bowed his head, pressing the pager. "I'm sending a message to notify him now." Time ticked by second, and in a blink of an eye, it was the auspicious moment for the bride to get into the car. Under normal circumstances, just before the bride gets into the car, the mother is supposed to say some auspicious words. Seeing that the person saying these words was Su Lian, Shang Guanxi felt a bit puzzled. "Aunt, where's my mom?" Not only Ni Tsuehua, Shang Guanxi felt it had been quite a while since she saw Ni Yang as well. Su Lian responded with a smile. "Your mom and dad are busy downstairs. What, it's not okay for your aunt to do this?" Shang Guanxi said. "No, aunt, it's not that." Su Lian covered Shang Guanxi's veil while speaking. Okay, Xiaoxi, your aunt understands you meant no disrespect. From now on, you are entering the sacred hall of matrimony. Soon you will be a wife and a mother. Listening to Su Lian's words, Shang Guanxi felt an uneasy premonition. At that moment, Wu Qinjun extended his hand to Shang Guanxi with a smile. Xiaoxi, marry me. I will make you happy from now on. Shang Guanxi reached out her hand, and then Wu Qinjun picked her up by the waist, and they descended the stairs. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1143 Found Zhueling _5. Downstairs, Shang Guanxi saw Grandpa Zheng, Grandma Zheng and Grandma Shangguan, but Anai Cuehua and Anai Yen were nowhere to be found. Even Shangguan Dehui had disappeared. This was just too strange. Before Shang Guanxi could react, Wu Qinjun shoved her into the back seat of the car. Elsewhere, Anai Cuehua sat in the back seat of the police car, glancing at her wristwatch. Her face suddenly changed. It was past the auspicious hour, and it was almost time for Shang Guanxi to take her vows at the church. That part of the ceremony, where the father escorts the daughter, simply could not go ahead without Shangguan Dehui. Without Shangguan Dehui as the father, how could the ceremony proceed? Dehui, you must take a taxi to the church right now. There's still time, she urged. Shangguan Dehui said, at this hour, how could I be in the mood to go to the church? Anai Cuehua looked at Shangguan Dehui seriously and said, Dehui, for Xiaoxi you must go. At this moment, Xiaoxi cannot be without you. After you've taken the vows, then come back here. We still haven't found Zhueling. You staying here is just a waste of time. What if Zhueling is found right away? Shangguan Dehui retorted. Anai Cuehua said, if we do find Zhueling, the police will be there. You won't be much help. Please get out of the car now. Don't disappoint Xiaoxi, and don't delay any longer. After the vows, hurry back here. We can keep in touch with our pagers. With that, Anai Cuehua raised her voice towards the police officer in front. Officer, please stop the car. It's my eldest daughter's wedding day, and my spouse needs to get to the church immediately. Okay. After the car stopped, Shangguan Dehui was still reluctant to get out, because little Anai Yin needed him more than Shangguanxi did. Anai Cuehua pushed him out of the car. Dehui, go quickly and come back soon. Don't disappoint me. After the words fell, Anai Cuehua quickly closed the car door. Watching the police car drive away, Shangguan Dehui sighed helplessly, and promptly hailed a taxi. After getting in, he handed the driver 20 yuan. Master, I need to get to the Sacred Heart Cathedral at 58 South Street. Can you please drive as fast as possible? With money, things become easier, especially since it was 20 yuan. The driver pressed the accelerator. All right. Please fasten your seatbelt. The journey was smooth, and it took only about 10 minutes to get to the cathedral. Upon seeing Shangguan Dehui, Shangguanxi breathed a sigh of relief. Dad, why did you come alone? Where's Mom and Yang Yang? Shangguan Dehui replied. They are at home entertaining the guests. Shangguanxi said in confusion, but I didn't see them at home just now. Shangguan Dehui smiled and said, there are so many guests at home. It's normal for you to get confused. Where else would they be if not at home? By the way, has the ceremony not started yet? Shangguanxi turned to look at the wall clock and replied, it seems the priest was delayed by something. The ceremony can start in 5 minutes. Good, Shangguan Dehui said with a sense of urgency, yet he had to maintain his composure on the surface. Shangguanxi went on. Aren't Mom and Yang Yang coming to the ceremony? Intuition told Shangguanxi that something very abnormal was happening. The house is too busy, Shangguan Dehui answered. Xiaoxi, you don't blame them, do you? Shangguanxi shook her head. Dad, tell me, has something happened at home? Shangguan Dehui just laughed. You child, what nonsense are you talking about on such a happy day? What could possibly go wrong at home? Just then, the priest arrived, and they started preparing for the vows. Shangguan Dehui took Shangguan Zai's hand. Let's go, Xiaoxi. The chimes of the cathedral rang, and everything became solemn and serious. Looking at all the faces of her relatives below, Shangguan slowly steadied her heart. After the vows were over, Shangguan Dehui immediately left. Here, Zuoling's location had been confirmed. By the time Shangguan Dehui arrived, Anai Yen, Mo Qishan, Anai Tsuehua, and others were already there. At a dilapidated building, Zuoling was holding little Anai Yun hostage with one hand and clutching a sharp dagger with the other, capable of inflicting harm at any moment. The police were negotiating with Zuoling, whose emotions were extremely agitated. Little Anai Yun was also very scared, crying for her sister and mother. Zuoling himself did not expect the situation to unravel this way. He originally just wanted to kill little Anai Yun to vent his anger, and he hadn't anticipated the police getting involved. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1144 found Zuoling_6. Shut up. Zuoling fiercely grabbed little Anai Yun by the hair. Little Anai Yun was just a nominal 4-year-old child. She had never experienced anything like this and, terrified, quickly shut her mouth, but her tears still uncontrollably streamed down. Yin Yun! Yin Yun! Anai Tsuehua cried nearly to the point of fainting. Shangguan Dehui hurried to comfort her. It's okay, Daya, believe me. Yun will definitely be fine. With that, Shangguan Dehui looked towards Zuoling again. Xiaozhua, calm down, let's sit down and talk about it. The child is innocent. Can you let go of Yun, please? Yun is only 4 years old this year. But no matter what everyone said, Zuoling remained silent. If it doesn't explode in silence, it will perish in silence. If this continues, something terrible will definitely happen. Anai Yang looked towards Mo Qishan. Brother Mo, have you contacted Zuoling's parents yet? Mo Qishan glanced at his wristwatch. They should be arriving soon. As soon as he finished speaking, the sound of a car engine came from outside, followed by 2 figures stumbling and tumbling in from outside. They were Zuoling's father and mother. Lingling. Silly child. What foolish thing are you doing? Quickly, put that little girl down. Lingling. What are you doing? By doing this, do you still want your parents to live? Upon seeing his parents, Zuoling's expression finally softened, and he cried out, Mom and Dad! I'm sorry. It's your son's fault. From now on, just pretend you never had me as your son. Sorry. He didn't want it to be this way either. He didn't even understand how things had ended up this way. By the time he realized it, things had already gone out of control. Zuoling's mother collapsed to the ground. Lingling, what's bothering you? Why do you have to do this? Mom is kneeling here begging you, please let that little girl go. On the way here, the police already told me that as long as you turn back, they won't hold you responsible. Lingling, Mom knows you're a good child, you've just been confused for a moment. Lingling, turn back, it's safe. Zuoling, crying, shook his head. Mom, I can't go back now, I can't go back. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. What do they mean they won't hold him accountable? He has committed such a heinous crime. How could they possibly not hold him accountable? Did they really think he was a 3-year-old child? Would he believe such nonsense? Seeing her son so stubborn, Zuoling's mother was exceedingly anxious. Her son was only 24 years old and had a bright future ahead. He must not be burdened with murder. Lingling, please listen. How can you do this to your mom and dad? Lingling. Lingling, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Hearing this seemed to infuriate Zuoling even more. Why? Isn't it all because of that bitch Anai Yang? If it weren't for Anai Yang, Xiaoxi and I would not have broken up. If Xiaoxi and I didn't break up, I would be the one marrying her now. It's all Anai Yang. All her fault, that bitch. So I want revenge. I want her to suffer as I have. I want her to live a life worse than death. At these words, a chill went over Mo Qishan's face even thicker. If it wasn't because little Anai Yun was still in the hands of this scumbag Zuoling, he would have already killed him. Mo Qishan took a step forward. Zuoling, you want to marry Shangguan Shi just for money. I promise you now, if you release Anai Yun, I can immediately give you 3 million in cash, plus, I'll give you a plane ticket to Y country. You can live a worry-free life for the rest of your days. 3 million. Zhuoling scoffed. Just you. Mo Qishan clapped his hands lightly twice, and immediately 2 men in black suits brought a briefcase over, opening the lid to reveal neat stacks of USD inside. Everyone present was stunned. No one expected Mo Qishan to have prepared such a move, especially Shangguan Dehui. The Mo Qishan tonight had greatly broadened his horizons. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, who would believe that this man, chilling enough to send shivers down one's spine, is known in Beijing as a useless layabout? Moreover, how could a so-called layabout produce 3 million in cash within minutes? How could a layabout have influence spread across major areas in Beijing? If it weren't for Mo Qishan tonight, it would have been almost impossible for them to find Zhuoling so quickly. Mo Qishan continued. Zhuoling, as long as you release Yun, all these items will be yours. Zhuoling squinted his eyes, a greedy glint surfacing. Throw the money over first. Just as Mo Qishan was about to order someone to throw the suitcase over, Yang suddenly picked up the briefcase and walked straight ahead. Yang. Mo Qishan yelled anxiously. Yang turned back and smiled at Mo Qishan. Seeing that smile, Mo Qishan inexplicably felt a bit more at ease. It's going to be okay, Yang will definitely be alright. Yang, carrying the suitcase, took steps towards Zhuoling. Don't come any closer, just throw the suitcase over. Zhuoling pulled little Yun and retreated several steps backward. Yang looked at Zhuoling. Zhuoling, it's me you hate. My sister has nothing to do with this. I'll give you the suitcase. Can you please release my sister? Do you think I'm an idiot? Zhuoling roared. The moment I release this girl, you'll immediately capture me. No, we won't. Yang shook her head. I am offering myself in exchange for my sister. If you want to vent your anger, hit me, kill me. I have no complaints, but my sister is innocent. Zhuoling hesitated. He hated Yang. He really wanted to kill Yang. Choosing little Yun initially because children are easy to deceive, and now given Yang had come by herself, he saw no need for courtesy. Then come over. Okay. Yang nodded. Wait a second. Zhuoling suddenly spoke. What is it? Yang stopped. Zhuoling continued. How do I know if you've brought any weapons on you? Yang took off her jacket and threw it on the ground. Is this okay now? After taking off her jacket, she was only wearing a simple white t-shirt and jeans. Zhuoling breathed a sigh of relief. Come on over. Okay. Yang nodded and slowly walked towards him. Mo Qishan was closely monitoring Yang's moves from his position, not missing any detail. As she came closer to Zhuoling, Yang stopped. Can you release my sister now? Zhuoling tightly grasped little Yun's hair with one hand while holding a sharp dagger with the other. Come a bit closer. Yang walked directly up to Zhuoling and stopped. Zhuoling kept a tight grip on little Yun's hair, while moving the knife-holding hand to Yang's neck, then suddenly kicked little Yun away. It was at this moment that Yang suddenly countered, grabbing Zhuoling's hand, and with her left elbow, she fiercely struck Zhuoling's chest. Mo Qishan also seized this opportunity, rushing forward with a spinning kick. The two coordinated perfectly. Bang! Snap! 2 sounds erupted, one sharp and one dull. The sharp one was the sound of the dagger hitting the ground. The dull one was the sound of Zhuoling being kicked away. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1145 Arrest Wu Yinyun. Mo Qishan kicked Zhuoling forcefully, sending him flying a meter away, as a thick trail of blood emerged from the corner of his mouth. In a turn of his gaze, Mo Qishan's eyes met Yang's in midair, both corners of their lips slightly curving into a faint smile. It must be said, the tacit understanding between them at that moment was incredibly high. With the danger now eliminated, Tsuehua hurried over and embraced little Yun in her arms. Yun. How is Yun? Yang also walked over. Zhuoling's kick had been far from gentle, and coupled with a considerable fright, little Yun had fallen into unconsciousness. Yunyan, are you okay? Don't scare mommy. Anai Yang reached out and held little Anai Yun's wrist. Mom, don't worry, Yunyan is fine. Saying she was fine was merely to stabilize Anai Kuihua's emotions. In reality, little Anai Yun's condition was very serious. Really? Anai Tsuehua was somewhat incredulous. Shengguan Dehui said. Would Yang Yang lie to you? Dia, don't worry. Immediately, paramedics came with a stretcher and carried little Anai Yun onto the ambulance. Seeing that everyone's attention was on little Anai Yun, Zhuo's father and mother quickly went over to Zhuo Ling, helped him up and said, Let's go. Ling, let's get out of here. If they didn't leave now, it would be too late. Zhuo Ling was their only son. Under no circumstance could they let him go to jail. But the nearby police didn't give them the chance to escape, arresting Zhuo's parents and restraining Zhuo Ling, with cold handcuffs clasping around his wrists. Click. In that instant, Zhuo Ling knew he was finished. Once handcuffs are on, it's not easy to take them off. Mom. Save me. Zhuo Ling struggled intensely, his face covered with snot and tears, appearing extremely wretched. He had underestimated Anai Yang. He had thought Anai Yang was just a weak woman, but she was not at all what he imagined. Had he known it would turn out like this, he would have killed the smaller one right away. Now he hadn't accomplished anything and still had to go to jail, which was a huge loss. What now? What do we do now? Zhuo Ling was panicking and flustered. Ling. Zhuo's mother rushed to the police, crying and hitting them. You bastards! Let my son go, or I will never let you off. Stop it. The police wouldn't take any of Zhuo's mother's antics. If everyone behaved like her, what would be the point of the law? Ma'am, if you continue like this, we will have to arrest you for assaulting an officer. Assaulting an officer? That's not a trivial matter. Hearing this, Zhuo's father was terrified, instantly hugging Zhuo's mother. Calm down. Please calm down. Zhuo's mother cried out. Ling, my Ling. Oh, my Ling. Soon, the ambulance arrived at the hospital. Upon examination by the doctor, little Anai Yun's condition was not good. She was too small and fragile, and Zhuo Ling's kick had directly damaged her liver, causing liver hemorrhage, concussion, and eardrum damage, so she urgently needed surgery, which was highly risky. Hearing this news, Anai Tsuehua fainted. Worried about both little Anai Yun's condition and Anai Tsuehua, Shengguan Dehui was thankful that Anai Yang and Mo Qishan were by his side. Mo Qishan busily handled various procedures, while Anai Yang communicated with the surgeon about the operation, deciding to participate in the surgery herself for a combination of Eastern and Western techniques. Due to little Anai Yun's young age, the surgeon could not guarantee there wouldn't be any lingering effects on her hearing and liver function. Shortly after, the red light in the operating room turned on. Two anxious men waited outside the door, ready to handle any emergencies should Anai Tsuehua encounter any during the process, forcing Shengguan Dehui to run between the operating room and the ward. On the other hand, hotel, wedding venue. Wu Chenjin's parents and grandmother had both arrived at the hotel. Looking back at Shengguan Zai's side, besides three elderly people, Su Lian and Shengguan Su, Shengguan Zai's parents weren't seen at all since the beginning. Anai Tsuehua was, after all, a stepmother. At this point, Wu Chenjin's relatives started wildly speculating, questioning whether Anai Tsuehua didn't value her stepdaughter Shengguan Shi enough to even miss such an important occasion. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1146 Arrest Wu Yinyu_2. The Wu family's parents were okay, because they had met Anai Tsuehua and knew that Anai Tsuehua was not that kind of person. But Wu Chenjin's grandmother was somewhat unhappy. The elderly placed the greatest value on etiquette and reputation. No matter what, Shengguan Shi is their Wu family's eldest daughter-in-law. How could her parents not be present at such an important moment? What would outsiders think of Shengguan Shi? What would they think of their Wu family? Those who didn't know might think that the Wu family had been rude and offended Anai Tsuehua and Shengguan Dehui, and that was why the couple hadn't even shown their faces. Mom, don't be angry. Maybe the in-laws had some emergency that delayed them. Chen Qian, Wu Chenjin's mother, persuaded the Wu family's elderly matriarch. The Wu family's elderly matriarch frowned and said, "What could possibly be more important than their own daughter's wedding?" Chen Qian was stunned. She really couldn't think of a reason that would make both Shangguan Dehui and Enai Cuihua absent. The Wu family's elderly matriarch continued, "I originally thought Xiaoxi was a good stepmother, but I didn't expect her to show her true colors so quickly. Who is she performing for? Is she purposely embarrassing Xiaoxi or the Wu family? If this gets out, what will others think of our Wu family? All the stepmothers in the world are cut from the same cloth." The Wu family's elderly matriarch stomped the ground with her walking stick. The elderly lady was truly very angry, because she really couldn't think of any reason that Shangguan Dehui and Enai Cuihua could be absent. Wu Zhihao advised, "Mom, there are some things that aren't appropriate to discuss publicly. Maybe they really did have some urgent matter to attend to. I've known Dehui for so many years, I know he's not careless. And the mother-in-law too, you can tell, she's also a very reasonable person." The Wu family's elderly matriarch was still somewhat displeased. Even if there was really some big issue, a word in advance would have been appropriate. The Wu family isn't unreasonable. If there had been a big issue, speaking up might have allowed us to offer help. What does it mean for them to not offer any explanation at all? Master Mo and Madame Mo also attended the wedding and found it strange not to see Shangguan Dehui and Enai Cuihua. Back in Jinghua village, the couple Enai Cuihua and Shangguan Dehui were still entertaining the guests, but when it came time for Shangguan Shi to get in the car, Enai Cuihua and Shangguan Shi had disappeared. At the church ceremony, Shangguan Dehui appeared briefly, but after the process was completed, he disappeared again. They came and went like the wind. By rights, today was Shangguan Zai's big day, and neither of them were people without discretion. They shouldn't have acted this way. Master Mo looked around and then lowered his head to ask Madame Mo, "How long has it been since you've seen little Enai Yun?" Madame Mo was startled. "It seems to have been a while." "Yang seems to have disappeared too," Master Mo continued. Madame Mo squinted her eyes and then said, "Now that you mention it, it seems that as soon as Yang's dad and mom disappeared, little Enai Yun and Yang both vanished." Master Mo nodded. Could something have happened? Madame Mo's brow twitched as she looked at Master Mo. What could have happened? Master Mo stroked his beard. Madame Mo looked around and added, "It seems little Yun is also missing." This statement indeed reminded Master Mo. Could it be little Yun is missing, and that's why they all went to look for her? Madame Mo shook her head. "I think that's unlikely." Adele was also anxious. The wedding was nearly over, and she still hadn't seen her parents and sister. How could she not be worried? Duo, where did my parents and sister go?" she asked. Zhao Yu, who had promised Enai Yang not to talk about the matter indiscriminately, shook his head and said, "I don't know either." At the time, after learning that little Enai Yin had been kidnapped by Zueling, Enai Yang had sent her a message, but after that message, there had been no further news. No idea if they had found Zueling now. After the wedding, Zhao Yu, Adele, Shangguan Su and others as the bride's family escorted Shangguan Shi to the Wu family. It also served to bolster their courage. It meant to let the Wu family see that Shangguan Shi had many in her maternal family behind her, warning the Wu family not to bully Shangguan Shi. The Wu family was a large clan, and there were many elders present at this time. One of Wu Chenjin's great-uncles confronted Shangguan Shi on the spot, demanding to know what exactly was going on with Enai Cuihua and Shangguan Dehui. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1147 Arrest Wu Yinyan _3. How could they be absent from such an important occasion? How will outsiders view our Wu family after this? This is a matter that concerns the honor of the Wu family, and large clans care deeply about such matters. Shangguan Shi also felt wronged. Ever since Enai Cuihua and Shangguan Dehui disappeared, all sorts of rumors had been buzzing around her. She knew her parents must have run into some trouble, Otherwise, they wouldn't have been absent like this without any reason. Wu Chenjun blocked Shengguanzai's path. Great uncle, this has nothing to do with Xiaoxi. You have no reason to blame her. Moreover, I believe my in-laws are not that kind of people. Please don't jump to conclusions and make innocent people suffer before understanding what happened. The old matriarch of the Wu family tapped her walking stick. Today, in front of so many people, your in-laws did not show their faces. How will outsiders look at our Wu family in the future? If this spreads, everyone will think it's our Wu family's lack of graciousness. Wu Chenjun continued. Aren't Xiaoxi's grandmother and maternal grandparents here? Aren't the faces of these three elders prestigious enough? The old matriarch of the Wu family retorted. Chenjun, you're young and you don't understand the intricacies of social interactions. Even if these three elders didn't come today, no one would say anything. But it's different for your in-laws. They are Xiaoxi's parents. At this point, the old matriarch of the Wu family looked toward Shengguanxi and continued. Xiaoxi, I know you're a good child, so I don't blame you nor your father. But that stepmother of yours is to blame. She must have instigated something, otherwise, your father wouldn't be so confused as to miss his own daughter's wedding. Xiaoxi, since she doesn't care about her daughter's reputation, from now on, you don't have to acknowledge that stepmother anymore. Such a person really can't be presented in public. Grandma. Shengguansu, who had been silent, stood up from the sofa. Aren't your words a bit too much? He had been silent before because they were indeed at fault, but now he had to stand up. He didn't know the reason why his parents missed Shengguanzai's wedding. When Shengguan Dehui and Enaid Suehua left, they mentioned it to him, just saying they would go out for a while, and asked him to look after the house. He didn't expect that their leaving would turn into almost a whole day. The old matriarch of the Wu family looked at Shengguansu with an authoritative face. If she can do such a thing, why can't I say it? Our Wu family is certainly not a mediocre family that can't be seen in public. Because of this statement, the air fell into a silence. Shengguanzai's face turned somewhat unsightly. Shengguanzai's eyes began to redden. No matter what, today you must give me an explanation. Otherwise, whether Xiaoxi acknowledges her mother in the future is not up to me. But our Wu family will definitely not recognize this mother-in-law. At this point, Zhao Yu couldn't care about the consequences and stood up from the sofa. Old lady, you should be grateful that today's wedding could still be successfully held. Had it been any other family, chaos would have ensued. If it weren't for Enai Yang keeping the overall situation in mind, the wedding of Shengguanxi and Zueling might have to wait until next year. Duo, do you know what happened? Shengguanxi looked at Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu nodded and briefly explained the situation. Upon hearing that little Enai Yin had been taken away by Zueling, and was even subjected to life-threatening danger, Shengguanxi turned pale, staggering a few steps before being caught by Wu Chenjun, who was behind her. Otherwise, she would have fallen to the ground. Wu Chenjun quickly consoled Shengguanxi. Xiaoxi, don't panic. Yunyan is blessed with good fortune. She will definitely be fine. The Wu family, which had been deeply angry, now all lowered their hostility. After all, this was a matter of life and death. The old matriarch of the Wu family's face couldn't hide her unease. What about my in-laws and mother-in-law? Such a big thing happened. How could they not inform us? If it's too difficult to speak of, we could have thought of a solution together to look for her. Zhao Yu said. If the issue was made known to everyone, could the wedding have been held smoothly? My maternal grandparents kept it secret for fear of delaying the auspicious time, and went to look on their own. I did not expect you to speak so poorly of them. Kind intentions are treated like an ungrateful deed. The old matriarch of the Wu family was momentarily speechless, filled with regret for her previous behavior. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1148 Arrest Wu Yinyu_4. She really shouldn't have. She shouldn't have wronged Enaid Suehua without knowing the whole story. Now it seems that Enaid Suehua is not only not a bad stepmother, but is actually a very understanding and good mother. Her own daughter was in a life-or-death crisis, yet she still thought of her stepdaughter's wedding. If it were anyone else, they wouldn't be able to remain so calm, nor would they sacrifice their own daughter to fulfill their stepdaughter's happiness. Upon this thought, the elder Mrs. Wu immediately apologized to Sheng Guanxi. Xiaoxi, I'm sorry, Grandma wrongly accused your mom without knowing the situation earlier. I really shouldn't have. The elder Mrs. Wu is a reasonable old lady, and if it was her mistake, then she would not shirk responsibility. That uncle who stood up for the Wu family just now quietly slipped away, because he couldn't save face. Originally planning to properly teach these clueless youngsters a lesson, who would have thought it turned out to be a huge misunderstanding? Sheng Guanxi, pale-faced, shook her head. It's nothing, I'm just worried about Yunyun's condition. Duo, how is Yunyun now? She knew that encountering Zhueling at the wedding was not a good sign, but she didn't expect Zhueling would harm little Yun. It's all her fault. If it weren't for her misjudgment of people, little Yun wouldn't have suffered this calamity. Little Yun was taken away by Zhueling, and she was still busy getting married. She really shouldn't have. Sheng Guanxi now blamed herself to death. Zhao Yu sighed. I don't know either. My dad hasn't sent a message yet. As soon as these words fell, Zhao Yu's pager beeped. It must be from my dad. Zhao Yu hurriedly took out his pager. How is it? Sheng Guanxi asked urgently. Zhao Yu continued. They've found her, they're at the hospital, and little Yunyun is still in surgery. The elder Mrs. Wu quickly turned to a servant and said, Old Zhao, get the car ready. We're going to the hospital right away. By the way, Duo, is it at the city hospital? Zhao Yu nodded. The group hurriedly drove to the hospital. Sheng Guanxi didn't even have time to change out of her wedding toast attire. When they arrived, the surgery was not yet finished. Mo Qishan was waiting outside the operating room. Seeing so many people, Mo Qishan wasn't surprised. Sheng Guanxi hurriedly ran over and asked, How is the situation now? Why are you here alone? Where are my parents and Yang? Mo Qishan replied, Yunyun's injuries are very serious, so Yang is also involved in the surgery. Your aunt felt uncomfortable, and your uncle is taking care of her. What's wrong with my mom? Sheng Guanxi asked eagerly. Mo Qishan carried on. Your aunt fainted. It's not too serious, you don't need to worry. Where is my mom now? In Ward A101 on the 3rd floor. The group hurriedly ran up to the ward. Anai Tsuehua had just fainted from being worked up, and the situation wasn't too serious. Sheng Guanxi and the others hadn't been there long before Anai Tsuehua woke up. Seeing Sheng Guanxi and the others, Anai Tsuehua said in surprise, Xiaoxi, why have you come? At a time like this, how could you, a new bride, be absent? Sheng Guanxi hugged Anai Tsuehua and cried, The wedding is already over. Mom, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Anai Tsuehua patted Sheng Guanxi's back. Silly child, how could this be blamed on you? This has nothing to do with you, you mustn't think that way. The elder Mrs. Wu apologized from behind. Xiaoxi's mom, I'm really sorry, we nearly misunderstood you because you and Xiaoxi's dad didn't attend Xiaoxi's wedding. Although she had already apologized to Sheng Guanxi, she still owed Anai Tsuehua an apology. She shouldn't have thought of Anai Tsuehua that way before. Only then did Anai Tsuehua notice the elder Mrs. Wu. Elder Mrs. Wu, why have you come too? This is our family's affair, I'm sorry for making you worried. Xiaoxi's mom, please don't say that, it's our Wu family that has wronged you. After speaking a few words with the elder Mrs. Wu, Anai Tsuehua finally had a moment to ask about little Yun's condition. Dehui, how is Yunyun doing? Shengguan Dehui replied. Yang is also in the operating room. Dia, don't worry, Yunyun will be out soon. Not to make Sheng Guanxi feel guilty, Anai Tsuehua had to hide her extreme worry. Even though she was very anxious, she needs to be strong. Anai Tsuehua looked at Sheng Guanxi and continued, Xiaoxi, it's fine as long as your dad and I are here at the hospital. You should take Chinjun and bring the elder Mrs. Wu and your grandparents-in-law back home. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1149 Arrest Wu Yinyu 5. Xiaoxiu, you should take Adele and Duo and head back too. You aren't doctors, and having so many people staying at the hospital is pointless. Once Yunyun's surgery is successful and she's out, I'll call you guys at home. Shangguan Dehui stood by nodding. Your mom is right. You guys should head back. The hospital is full of bacteria. It's not really a good place. Although Enai Tsuehua and Shangguan Dehui said so, neither Shangguan Su nor Shangguan Shi left. Instead, they joined everyone else outside the operating room on the second floor, waiting for little Enai Yin to come out. The group had been waiting outside for over 2 hours when the lights inside the operating room finally turned off, and the door slowly opened. Several people in white coats came out. Although they were all dressed similarly and wore light blue masks, Mo Qishan recognized that tall figure immediately. He quickly stepped forward and asked, Yang, how did the surgery go? Enai Yang slowly took off her mask, revealing a face as delicate as a painting. The surgery was very successful. Really? Yang, you're not lying to Mom? Enai Tsuehua walked over and grabbed Enai Yang's hand. Enai Yang said with a smile, Mom, why would I lie to you about something like this? Yunyun is really all right, and she won't have any sequelae in the future. What? You don't trust my medical skills? That's wonderful. Enai Tsuehua hugged Enai Yang excitedly. This is truly wonderful. Hearing this, Shangguan Shi also sighed in relief. If little Enai Yun had any sequelae, she would have been the sinner. Noticing Shangguan Zai's thoughts, Enai Yang walked over, held Shangguan Zai's hand, and said, Sister Xiaoxi, this has nothing to do with you. You don't need to blame yourself. If I'm not wrong, there's someone behind all this. For little Enai Yun, Zuoling was a stranger. Just by himself, Zuoling couldn't take little Enai Yun away. So, Enai Yang suspected it was Wu Yinyun. Enai Yang's suspicion wasn't unfounded because after Mo Qishan's investigation, it was revealed that not only did Wu Yinyun meet Zuoling the night before the incident, but Wu Yinyun had also appeared at the wedding venue on the morning little Enai Yun was taken away by Zuoling. If Wu Yinyun wanted to dupe little Enai Yun, it would have been too easy. As an older sister, Enai Yang truly didn't want to witness this scene. But if it really was Wu Yinyun, then Enai Yang would definitely not forgive her. Yang, do you know something? Enai Tsuehua grabbed Enai Yang's hand. Enai Yang didn't directly answer Enai Kuihua's question but said instead, Mom and Dad, you stay at the hospital. Mo brother and I need to make a trip to the police station. I believe the police will bring justice for Yunyun. Okay. Enai Tsuehua nodded. Enai Yang looked at Mo Qishan. Mo brother, let's go. As Enai Yang walked, she took off the white coat she was wearing, and Mo Qishan, walking beside her, naturally took it from her. Although it was already late into the night, the lights at the police station were still on. Mo Qishan provided the clues he had gathered to the police officer, who immediately interrogated Zuoling overnight. Zuoling had promised Wu Yinyun to take full responsibility himself. He absolutely wouldn't drag Wu Yinyun down with him. Besides, Wu Yinyun was just trying to help him. He couldn't betray Wu Yinyun. Zuoling refused to divulge the truth. Even though there was evidence that Wu Yinyun had met Zuoling before, it wasn't enough to prove that Wu Yinyun was the mastermind. Upon learning that Zuoling wouldn't tell the truth, Enai Yang said, Officer, can I meet Zuoling alone? That's... The police officer hesitated. Probably not allowed. Enai Yang continued, I have a way to make Zuoling confess the truth. I need to ask my superiors first. Enai Yang nodded. That would be appreciated. Soon the officer who went to ask returned. Enai Yang, the superiors have approved your request. Please follow me. The police officer led Enai Yang to the interrogation room. Enai Yang sat opposite Zuoling. Seeing Enai Yang, Zuoling's emotions surged. Enai Yang, you bitch. It's all your fault. It's because of you that I ended up in this mess. His life was ruined, and so was his future. Enai Yang, however, didn't get angry, but instead was exceedingly calm. Zuoling, you're hating the wrong person. What? Zuoling was taken aback. I said, you're hating the wrong person. The real person who put you in this situation isn't me. It's Wu Yinyun. She's using you as a pawn. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1150 Arrest Wu Yanyu_6. Using someone else as a weapon? Zhuo Ling furrowed his brows. And Yang continued. Actually, the person who truly hates me is Wu Yanyan, but Wu Yanyan is afraid of facing legal consequences, so she shifted all the blame onto you, wanting to use you to make my life miserable. Zhuo Ling roared. Nonsense. It was clearly you. You are the one who harmed me. And Yang gave a slight smile. Zhuo Ling, you're a university graduate after all. Please use your brain for a moment, okay? Think about it. You're here in the police station being interrogated, while Wu Yanyan is at home, sleeping soundly without a care in the world. Is that fair to you? Charges of kidnapping and attempted murder are very serious. You might end up paying with your life. Your parents are at home waiting for you to return. You are their only son. This matter clearly isn't just your fault alone. Why should you take the fall for someone else? Upon hearing this, Zhuo Ling's expression gradually began to relax. And Yang pressed on, continuing to speak pointedly. Zhuo Ling, it seems you've wasted 4 years of college. You're not even as good as a high school student, being used by Wu Yanyan without even realizing it. Actually, you're just a pawn in Wu Yanyan's hand. She used you, and you are still foolishly defending her. Think about it. Are you being fair to your parents by doing this? At this point, Yang suddenly lowered her voice and slowly said, if you confess the mastermind, with your circumstances, you definitely won't receive a heavy sentence. Really? Zhuo Ling, as if grasping at the last straw, looked at Yang with hope-filled eyes. Yang stood up from her chair, the corners of her mouth slightly curling up. Whether you can seize this opportunity or not is up to you. After saying this, she turned and walked out without looking back. Outside the interrogation room, several police officers stood together. Hey, do you think that girl really has a way to make Zhuo Ling confess his accomplices? It's hard to say, another officer shook his head. I don't think she looks all that influential. The records show she is 19 this year. Hearing this, another officer voiced his surprise. Only 19 and already so capable? Her boyfriend is quite impressive too, he said in a lower voice. I just heard our boss respectfully calling him Mr. M.O. Of course, isn't it obvious? Who casually has millions in cash to be just anybody? Just then, the door of the interrogation room was pushed open from the inside. Already out? The officers were somewhat surprised, guessing that the negotiation probably failed. After all, Yang was only 19 this year. They couldn't pin all their hopes on her alone. At that moment, shouting emerged from inside the interrogation room. I'll talk. I'll talk. I'll tell everything. Hearing this, the police officers exchanged surprised glances, seeing astonishment in each other's eyes. Did it work? Xiaowang, let's go in quickly. Inside the interrogation room, Zhuo Ling cried, repenting his actions and thoroughly confessed the whole sequence of events. The police officers arrived at the Wu family's house at just past 6 in the morning. The Wu family was still asleep. The person who opened the door was Yan Erju. Seeing a group of police officers standing outside, Yan Erju froze. Police officers? Hello, may I ask if Wu Yanyan lives here? Yan Erju nodded. Yes, I'm her mother. I'm from the municipal police department. She is suspected in a case involving kidnapping and incitement to murder. This is an arrest warrant. Please have her come with us immediately. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1151. Evil will be met with evil. What? Yan Erju's face turned pale, and tears immediately welled up in her eyes. How could this be? Is she experiencing auditory hallucinations? It must be auditory hallucinations. No. My Shaoran would never do such a thing. Officer, you must have made a mistake. A mistake? The officer standing in front stepped forward again, took out his police badge and arrest warrant, and repeated what he had said before. Comrade Wu Yanyan is now suspected of being involved in a kidnapping case and inciting a murder case. Please do not obstruct our police work. Yan Erju staggered back several steps. A group of police officers entered one after another. In which room is Wu Yanyan? I'll go call her out. Yan Erju wiped the tears from her face. The leading officer looked back at two female officers behind him. You two follow her together. Okay. Wu Jinshu, hearing footsteps outside, opened his sleepy eyes and came out to see a group of police officers standing in the living room. Wu Jinshu was stunned. What's going on? Why are there so many police officers at our home so early in the morning? Officer, is there anything that brings you here? Hello, are you the head of this household, Comrade Wu Jinshu? Wu Jinshu nodded. Yes. The officer briefly explained Wu Yanyan's situation. Upon hearing this, Wu Jinshu was shocked. Murder? Kidnapping? My God. What has Wu Yanyan done? Wu Jinshu asked with a trembling voice. Officer, may I ask who is the victim? Hearing this, the officer was somewhat angry. The victim is Yin. Little Yin? Wu Jinshu continued. Is her sister Yang? Aha. The officer nodded. It's over. What did Wu Yanyan say when Yang came last time to find her? She said she didn't know anything about little Yin. That little Yin's disappearance has nothing to do with her. Outside the room, Yan Erju knocked on the door for a long time before it opened. Wu Yanyan, who had just woken up, rubbed her eyes and said, Mom, what's up so early? Before Yan Erju could speak, the female officer next to her continued. Wu Yanyan, right? We are from the Municipal Police Department. You are now suspected of a kidnapping case and inciting a murder case. Please come with us immediately. As soon as she finished speaking, cold handcuffs were clapped on Wu Yanyan's wrists. What? Wu Yanyan's sleepiness instantly vanished. She didn't do anything. Why are the police after her? Wu Yanyan struggled violently. No. I didn't do anything. What right do you have to arrest me? Two female officers, one from the left and one from the right, held Wu Yanyan. Behave. Our police handle cases based on evidence. We don't wrong a good person, nor do we let a bad person go. Mom. Save me. Save me. I really didn't. I didn't do anything. Xiaoyan. Yan Erju immediately followed them. Walking into the living room, Wu Yanyan called out for Wu Jinshu to save her. Dad. I'm being wronged. Save me. I was at home all day yesterday. I have an alibi. Why would you arrest me? I'm being wronged. Dad, get me a lawyer. You must get me out. Wu Yanyan cried and yelled. Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju followed them outside, watching helplessly as Wu Yanyan was taken into the police car. Not long after, Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju also went to the police station. And Wu Jinshu even hired a costly lawyer. Hospital. Enai Tsuehua and Shengguan Dehui had been in the ward for a day and a night. But little Yin showed no signs of waking up. Shengguan Dehui said, Daya, go rest for a while. I'll watch over Yunyan here. I'll call you when she wakes up. Enai Tsuehua shook her head. I'm not sleepy. Little Yin still hadn't woken up, and Enai Tsuehua rubbed her temples. Just then little Yin slowly opened her eyes on the hospital bed. She's awake. Shengguan Dehui's eyes lit up. Yunyan's awake. Daya, Yunyan's awake. Enai Tsuehua was also very excited. Yunyan. It's mommy. Does it still hurt? Seeing her parents, little Yun's tears came down instantly. It doesn't hurt anymore. But I'm scared. Where did you guys go, Mom and Dad? I was so scared. Enai Tsuehua, who had barely held back her tears, now once again broke down. It's all Mommy's fault. Mommy didn't look after you well. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1152. Evil will be met with evil. Little Yin saw her mom crying and felt panicked for a moment, sensibly saying, Mom, don't cry anymore. Look, Dad isn't crying. Okay, Mom won't cry. Little Anayin continued. Mom, where is my sister? And Sister Xiaoxi and Sister Adele? What about Big Brother? And my brother-in-law? They aren't here right now. They will come see you in a while. What about Grandpa, Grandma, and Grandma? Little Anayin asked again. Anai Tsuehua said, they are at home. What about my grandniece? Grandniece? Anai Tsuehua was momentarily startled, then said, Duo is also at home. Oh. Little Anayin sighed with relief. As long as they weren't taken away by the bad people, that's good. Hearing this, Anai Kuihua's eyes reddened once more. Just then, the door of the ward was pushed open from outside. Anai Yang and Mo Chishan walked in holding fresh flowers. Seeing Anai Yang, little Anayin happily said, Sister, brother-in-law. Yunyan is awake. Anai Yang smiled as she walked over. Does it still hurt? Do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? Little Anayin shook his head. Anai Yang reached out and touched little Anayin's forehead. If you feel uncomfortable anywhere, you must let Dad, Mom, and Sister know, okay? Little Anayin obediently nodded his head. Mo Chishan placed the flowers at the bedside. By the way, Uncle and Auntie, Zuoling has already confessed the mastermind behind it all. Who is it? Anai Tsuehua asked. Mo Chishan said, it's Wu Yanyan. Wu Yanyan? Upon hearing these 3 words, Anai Kuihua's blood froze. She couldn't believe that Wu Yanyan would do such a thing. Xiaoma, are you joking with me? Is it really Yanyan? Shengguan Dahui also felt somewhat surprised. How could it be Wu Yanyan? After all, she and little Anai Yin were real sisters. Anai Yang looked at Anai Tsuehua. Mom, brother Mo isn't joking. The person behind Zuoling is indeed Wu Yanyan. It was Wu Yanyan who caused Yunyan to end up like this. Anai Tsuehua was stunned. Anai Yang turned her head to little Anai Yin. Yunyan, tell sister, did Wu Yanyan come to find you yesterday morning? Little Anai Yin nodded. Sister Yanyan came to find me. She even gave me a strawberry-flavored candy. After I ate that candy, I felt very sleepy, wanted to sleep, and when I woke up, I was next to that bad uncle. The bad uncle hit me and said he was going to kill me. Although little Anai Yin was young, her thoughts were clear. Hearing this, Anai Tsuehua said with reddened eyes, Oh my God! How could this happen? Yunyan is her little sister. How could she do this to Yunyan? Little Anai Yin is her daughter. Wu Yanyan is also her daughter. They are real sisters. As the older sister, how could Wu Yanyan bear to harm little Anai Yin? She can hate me and take it out on me. Yunyan is innocent. Why would she do this? Anai Yang continued. Her mind has completely twisted now. We can't understand her actions using normal people's thinking. Where is she now? Anai Tsuehua asked. Anai Yang said, having made a mistake, of course, she's at the police station being educated. For such actions, the minimum is life imprisonment. What? Anai Tsuehua was stunned again. Minimum life imprisonment? If sentenced more seriously, could it not be the death penalty? Just then, Elder Zheng, Mrs. Zheng, and Zhao Yu walked in from outside carrying a thermos. Hearing about Wu Yanyan, both elders wore sorrowful expressions, never imagining Wu Yanyan could turn out like this. Zhao Yu said, this Wu Yanyan truly deserves to die. When she caused Duoduo's death, she should have been sent to prison. Otherwise, little Yunyan wouldn't have suffered like this. Regrettably, killing a bird is simply not enough to land one in prison. I knew it. When I bumped into her on the street last time, I should have slapped her more. It really infuriates me. She's simply not human. Police station. Because the crime committed by Wu Yanyan was so severe, the lawyer was somewhat helpless. Under current circumstances, Wu Yanyan is facing the death penalty. Wu Yanyan tightly held the hands of Wu Jinshu and Yin Erju. Dad, Mom, you must save me. I'm still so young. I don't want to be imprisoned. I don't want to die. Dad, Mom, please, you absolutely have to save me. She was only 18. Her life had just begun. How could she die? No. It cannot be. Yin Erju sobbed. You child, really too foolish. How could you treat Yunyan like this? Now that it's come to this, what can we do? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1153. Evil will be met with evil. You deserve it. You just deserve it. Wu Jinshu scolded Wu Yanyan. You had a good life, but you chose to court death. Are you satisfied now? If Wu Yanyan had gotten along with Yang right from the start like Adele, without causing so much trouble, she would be even happier than Adele and little Yan now. It was all her own doing. Dad, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. I deserve to die. Please, please save me. Wu Jinshu sighed. If we had a way, would we just leave you to fend for yourself? Human life is at stake. What Wu Yanyan did was no small matter. Hearing this, Wu Yanyan cried even harder. Suddenly, her eyes lit up, and she continued. Go find Yang. Yang definitely has a way. I am her sister, Yang can't ignore me. Yang must save her. Just because she is Yang's sister, Yang has to save her. This is what Yang and the family owe her. If it weren't for Yang, she wouldn't have ended up here today. It's all Yang's fault. Yang must atone. Yang can find a way? Is she a god? Does she have 3 heads and 6 arms? Wu Jinshu wrinkled his brows tightly. The lawyer next said, if we can get forgiveness from the victim and their family, the court might give a lighter sentence based on the circumstances. Really? Asked Wu Jinshu. The lawyer nodded. Mom, Dad, did you hear that? Yang can save me. She can save me. Hurry and find her. Wu Yanyan clung to this last straw like it was her lifeline. Yan Erju said, you almost killed Yunyan. Would Yang still care about this matter? You also said it was just almost. She's not dead, is she? She's not dead, so why should my life be sacrificed? Wu Yanyan argued. Yan Erju sighed and remained silent. Leaving the police station, the faces of Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju were filled with a grim expression. After all, it was Wu Yanyan who had made the mistake. Would Yang forgive Wu Yanyan? As parents, however, they couldn't just stand by and watch Wu Yanyan die. The couple decided to buy a bunch of nutritious gifts and went to the hospital to visit little Yun. And while there, try to plead with Yang. When they arrived at the hospital, Shangguan Shi and Tsuehua were accompanying little Yun in the ward. Shangguan Dehui had gone to buy little Yun's favorite candy. Yang's mom Xiaoxi, Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju stood somewhat awkwardly in the ward. Sister Erju, brother Jinshu. Tsuehua stood up from the sofa. Godfather, godmother, you've come. Shangguan Shi also followed Yang, calling Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju godparents. Yan Erju placed the nutritious gifts on the table and asked with concern, is Yunyan feeling any better? Tsuehua nodded. She had a major surgery last night, but she's much better now. Yan Erju continued. Yang's mom, I'm really sorry, it's our fault for not raising our child well. Xiaoyan knows her mistake now. She's only 18, still a child. Can you give her a chance to reform? Shangguan Shi found it difficult to speak and couldn't interject, but she felt Yan Erju was being somewhat selfish this time. Because of Wu Yanyan, little Yun almost died. If it weren't for Mo Kishan's extensive connections finding Zueling in time, little Yun would already be dead. Kuihua's eyes were very red, and she didn't know what to do. Both the palm and back of her hands were dear to her. Wu Yanyan is only 18 years old. Should she really just watch her daughter die? What should she do? Yan Erju tightly grasped Kuihua's hand. Yang's mom, I beg you, Xiaoyan is also your child. I beg you to let her go just this once. 18 years ago, you already gave up on her once. Are you going to just watch her die this time? Xiaoyan is still a child. She was just confused for a moment. She really knows her mistake. Yun is also still a child. Before the person arrived, their voice already reached. A crisp, clear voice sounded from outside the door. Yan Erju turned her head to look, only to see a slender, stern figure walking in, with a chiseled and expressionless face that still somehow conveyed a strong sense of distance. Yang. Yan Erju and Wu Jinshu stood up, looking towards Yang. Yang walked slowly inside. Wu Yinyun is already an adult, and she should pay the price for her actions. This matter can't be forgiven just because she says I'm sorry, I know I was wrong. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1154. Evil will be met with evil in front of Yinyun lay a life. A living, breathing life. Who knows how anxious An Yang was when Zuoling pressed the dagger against little An Yun's neck. It was evident that Zuoling had murderous intent at that moment. An Yang is no saint. She could not act as though nothing happened, and even less forgive Wu Yinyun. Wu Yinyun first killed Duo, and then little An Yun. An Yang couldn't imagine what other earth-shattering things Wu Yinyun would do next. Wu Yinyun is now a ticking time bomb. An Yang can't possibly keep a bomb that might explode at any moment by her side. Erju wept inconsolably. Yang, she is your sister. Do you really want to watch her die like this? Yang, I'm begging you. Please forgive her just this once? Erju had single-handedly raised Wu Yinyun. She couldn't bear to watch Wu Yinyun die. An Yang turned to Erju. Do you think I haven't forgiven her enough times? An Yang feels no remorse towards Wu Yinyun. Long ago, when she was saving Wu Yinyun, she already made it clear that their sisterly bond was severed, and Wu Yinyun's life and death no longer had anything to do with her. But she's your sister, Yang. Please forgive her just this once. I promise that Xiaoyun will never be like this again. An Yang spoke calmly. If the person who was kidnapped wasn't Yunyun, if the person who almost died wasn't Yunyun, but your families Erlong and Xiaolong instead, would you still be saying the same thing? Would you still speak of forgiveness so casually? As she spoke, An Yang paused, then continued. I know my words may sound harsh, but that's the reality. If it were Erlong or Xiaolong lying in the hospital bed today, would you forgive Wu Yinyun's actions? Finishing her speech, An Yang took a piece of paper from her bag and handed it to Erju. This is the critical condition notice issued by the doctor before Yunyun's surgery. Please take a look. Erju took the critical condition notice with trembling hands. Yang, is there really no room for negotiation in this matter? An Yang shook her head. The person hurt was Yunyun. None of us can forgive on behalf of Yunyun. Erju continued. But Sharon is your sister after all. Your family already abandoned her once before. This time, can't you just let go and give back the life you owed her 18 years ago? After this, if Sharon does anything wrong again, we definitely won't bother you. Our family no longer owes Wu Yinyun anything. I already gave her life back when she fell seriously ill 6 months ago. Once something begins, it can happen again and again. It seems that Erju has forgotten the incident from 6 months ago when Wu Yinyun was gravely ill and almost died. At that time, An Yang had pitted her past grievances and stepped in to save her. Wu Yinyun wasn't just ungrateful after recovering. She even bit the hand that fed her. An Yang didn't mind those things. She is a sister after all. She should have a forgiving heart. Afterward, An Yang still respected Wu Jinshu and Erju as her godparents, and helped their construction company, even giving them projects worth nearly 5 million from her office building. But now Wu Yinyun had seriously endangered little An Yun's life, and An Yang couldn't continue to act like a saint and forgive her misdeeds. Impossible. During this time, An Tsuehua always wanted to say something, but hearing An Yang's words, she was lost for words. Because An Yang was absolutely right. The person harmed was little An Yun. The one who nearly died was little An Yun. Wu Yinyun should pay for her actions. On the way here, Erju had thought of many potential outcomes, but never expected that An Yang would so heartlessly refuse to forgive Wu Yinyun just this once. They are blood sisters. Even if their bones break, the tendons still connect them. An Yang's actions seemed somewhat too unkind. Jinshu consoled Erju. Forget it, this matter is indeed Yanyun's fault. She truly needs to face the consequences of her actions. Yang is right because Yanyun didn't harm our interests. That's why we could speak of forgiveness so easily. If today, it were Erlong or Xiaolong lying on that bed, we might not be as forgiving as Yanyun. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1155. Evil will be met with evil. Wu Jinshu was very honest and also a very rational person. It was understandable that Anai Yang was unwilling to forgive Wu Yinyan. Erju knew it made sense. Yet she was still heartbroken, holding Jinshu and crying uncontrollably. That was her daughter, the daughter she had raised for 18 years, back at the police station. Separated by a glass, Wu Yinyan asked anxiously, "Did Anai Yang already sign the forgiveness letter? When will they let me out? I hate it here. I want to go home. I want to take a shower." Life in prison was very hard, especially for a major suspect like Wu Yanyan. Erju, with tears streaming down her face, looked at Yanyan. "Yanyan, I'm sorry." Wu Yanyan couldn't believe it. "Anai Yang didn't agree to sign the forgiveness letter?" Erju nodded her head. Wu Yanyan clasped her head with both hands. "How could this be? Why didn't she sign? What right does she have not to sign? It's all her fault that I ended up like this today. If it hadn't been for Anai Yang, she would never have come to this point." The 10-minute visitation time passed quickly, and Wu Yanyan was taken away by the prison guards. As she was leaving, Wu Yanyan didn't forget to shout, "Mom and Dad, you must go find Anai Yang again. Make Anai Yang save me. I don't want to die." Erju sobbed uncontrollably. In the hospital ward, Anai Tsuehua looked at Anai Yang. "Yang, will Yanyan be sentenced to death?" Anai Yang nodded her head. Given the situation, she's likely to be sentenced to death. What Wu Yanyan had committed was no trivial matter. Will she really die? Tsuehua was after all the biological mother, and she could not remain indifferent. "Mom, are you going to sign the forgiveness letter?" Anai Yang turned her gaze towards Tsuehua. Tsuehua paused. "Sign. Forgive?" She also didn't know. Anai Yang continued. "Mom, Wu Yanyan and my biological father and grandmother are all of the same kind. If you forgive her this time, not only will she not know remorse, but she may become even more outrageous. This time Yunyan was lucky to survive, but next time, it might be me who dies." What? Could it really turn out that way? Anai Tsuehua looked at Anai Yang in surprise. Anai Yang smiled slightly. "Mom, don't think it's impossible. Do you know who Wu Yanyan hates the most right now? It's me. She always believes that I took everything from her." In fact, in her youth, Anai Yang lived a life even harder than Wu Yanyan. But Wu Yanyan only saw what was shiny and beautiful in her. Tsuehua continued. Yang, don't worry. Mom has already made a mistake in a past life. I won't drag you down in the second half of my life." Things had reached this point, and all she could do was let things take their course. Forget it. Just consider that she had never had this daughter. Anai Yang nodded her head. "I'm really happy that you can think this way." Half a month later, the police station reported a result. Wu Yanyan was sentenced to death, to be executed in November. Upon seeing this result, Anai Tsuehua ran to a place devoid of people and cried bitterly. In the following days, she seemed to have really forgotten this daughter. After Wu Yanyan was sentenced to death, Jinshu and Erju, the couple, felt they couldn't face Anai Yang any longer. So they entrusted the project to another construction company, and moved the entire family to Chuancheng, which was thousands of kilometers away from Beijing. For some people, it's perhaps better not to see them ever again in a lifetime. The Wu family's relocation didn't affect Anai Yang much. She lived every day according to plan. Thinking about developing her skincare line, she had spare time to work on the business of the noodle restaurant and the milk tea shop, and she also needed to take care of the national beauty and heavenly fragrance. She was truly too busy and didn't have the mental space to think about the Wu family's matters. In the blink of an eye, it was the end of the year, and in a few days, it would be New Year's Eve. Because tomorrow, Grandpa Du was leaving Beijing for Shanghai. So today, Mo Qishan and Anai Yang brought Zhao Yu to see off Grandpa Du. Grandpa Du was still the same as always. Even in the bone-chilling cold, he was dressed in a plain cloth robe, elegant like a schoolteacher, such that no one could peer into the ruthlessness and darkness at the bottom of his heart. Will Brother Du come back to Beijing next year? Anai Yang asked. Grandpa Du smiled. Maybe not anymore. Beijing was actually a grave for Grandpa Du, a grave that buried the not yet dead. If he stayed any longer, he feared he wouldn't be able to control himself. Therefore, he wanted to stay far from here, far from Beijing. Out of sight, out of mind. When the heart is undisturbed, emotions fade away. And my senior brother? Will he go to Shanghai with you? And Yang asked next. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1156. Evil will be met with evil. Grandpa Du twirled his Buddha beads. Ziki is not young anymore. He will stay by his parents' side to fulfill his filial duties in the future. Really? And Yang was quite surprised. Grandpa Du nodded slightly. And Yang continued. Then my master and mistress must be very happy. If my senior brother conveniently finds a partner, and gives my master and mistress a grandchild, they would certainly be even happier. As one gets older, there are only so few wishes left. Zhao Yu was somewhat reluctant to let Grandpa Du leave. These days, she had grown accustomed to his presence. If Grandpa Du were to leave, who would she chat with when she got bored? If she craved sweets, who would give them to her unconditionally? Zhao Yu seemed to have envisioned her bleak future already. Are you really going to leave? Zhao Yu looked up at Grandpa Du. Grandpa Du nodded slightly. Beijing is just a place for me to avoid disaster. Shanghai is my home. Originally, he came to Beijing to escape calamity. Grandpa Du still remembered the highly accomplished monk who said he would avoid a disaster in Beijing and meet a benefactor of his lifetime. Now it seems the monk's words were not false. He did indeed meet a benefactor of his lifetime in Beijing. It's just a pity that the timing was not right. Zhao Yu then said, then you can also settle down in Beijing for a long time. You've been living quite well in Beijing, haven't you? You're not suffering from any discomfort, and Beijing has your favorite national beauty flowers. Shanghai doesn't have national beauty. Still twirling his Buddha beads, Grandpa Du replied, it's just a craving of the tongue. He never coveted such cravings. He just couldn't forget that one night in the deep forest when he had his first bite of roasted chicken leg, the first grilled fish. People are bound to have their sentimental attachments, not related to the wind and the moon. Many years ago, when he read this poem, he just smiled and passed it by, even somewhat unable to understand what being sentimentally attached meant. Thinking about it now, the ridiculous one was him. Zhao Yu seemed to think of something, somewhat incredulous. You're not really going to become a monk, are you? Don't worry, not for the time being. Grandpa Du spoke with a light tone. Not for the time being? Zhao Yu frowned slightly. What does not for the time being mean? Does that mean you will in the future? Grandpa Du looked out the window. Under the sprawling snowflakes, a plum tree blossomed vigorously, red and white intermingling, exceptionally eye-catching, just like the startling first glance upon their first meeting. Maybe, he said slowly. Zhao Yu sighed. What's so good about becoming a monk? You can't even eat meat, nor can you drink. Little jerk, don't be discouraged. In her haste, Zhao Yu couldn't help but blurt out this nickname again. And by the time she realized it, the words had been said, and she immediately covered her mouth. Fortunately, Grandpa Du didn't say much else. The next day, Mo Qishan drove Grandpa Du to the airport. And Yang and Zhao Yu also went along. On the 27th of the 12th lunar month, Grandpa Du took the plane from Beijing, heading to Shanghai. Zhao Yu looked up at the large airplane roaring overhead, suddenly filled with emotion. Would she never see that jerk again? 3 days later, it was Chinese New Year's Eve. Jonathan and Luana were celebrating the New Year in China for the first time. The festive atmosphere in China was thick, quite different from the New Year in M country. At this moment, a few elders were gathered together cutting window decorations, preparing to paste couplets, and outside the window, the snow floated down. Inside, there was jubilation. Although the Ni family had married off a daughter this year, with the addition of Adele and her grandparents, the household was as lively as ever. Yang, holding a writing brush, was coming down the stairs when there came a knock at the door. and Ayang ran to open the door. As the door opened, she saw a tall and jade-like figure. Looking up, the seductive Adam's apple, the exquisite jawline. It was Emo Qishan. Brother Emo, how come you're here? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.